Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around. My name is Tyler.
I'm Steve.
And today we are really excited to have Cat Boult on the show. Cat, if you're not familiar, is an amazing magician, but not only that, Cat has worked behind the scenes for some great magicians, done some excellent consulting and and producing for magic shows. And she's just an awesome all-around person. If you haven't checked out her Instagram, I will actually put that in the description below. Kat also does amazing miniatures, which have been blowing my mind every day that I check out her account recently. So if anyone hasn't checked it out yet, down in the description, go check it out. I want to see in those comments lots of questions about those miniatures tonight.
Yeah, and she's funny as hell. That's the one thing that definitely got me to her page. And then all of a sudden, I just saw all this other stuff, and obviously, like you just said recently, with her little miniature everythings, it's just amazing.
Absolutely. You pumped for tonight, Steve?
I am. I've been talking to Kat for a while to try to get her on the show, and finally it's here.
Dude, no doubt. It really worked out, thankfully, this week, so we are so excited. Let's take a quick word from our sponsor here, and then we're going to bring Kat on.
Hummingbird Feathers mimics the shimmer of a hummingbird in motion. Meticulously created with a specialized printing process using multiple holographic foils. Stunning tuck design and sculpted embossing with master letterpress creation. Featuring limited, standard, and gilded 3-deck sets. Pre-order yours today at marvelousdecks.com.
I think what we needed to do for next week is re-record that with all new images just to throw people off.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And we'll put your voice over it so people will be like, what?
We need a picture of you with the cards, though, so it's still you in it, but then it'll be my voice really to just mess with them.
That'd be good. Or actually, we could use your voice, and you could do the pronunciations like I do.
I'm sure that would be delightful. But on that note, without further ado, let's bring on Kat. What's up, Kat?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
How you doing today?
Feeling good. How about y'all?
We are doing pretty well. I have to say, it was a beautiful day out today. Almost the holidays here. Not too much to complain about, you know?
I mean, there's
plenty to complain about.
I was gonna say there is, but also
I mean,
screw it. It's nice.
You gotta take the positive look a little bit there. I mean, I think with everything going on in the world, a little positivity never hurts. But there definitely are things to complain about, but not in this exact moment in time.
Well, this is going great so far.
I have a question. I'm kind of disappointed already, though. I'm looking at your background, and I just imagine that you had all these little miniature little things in there. Like your dresser would be mini.
You just can't see them because they're so small.
Okay.
The truth. I'll take you on a tour in a bit. I promise.
Okay.
Awesome. So, first off, how have things been for you during the pandemic?
It's been, as you say, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. It's been the good and the bad. The bad is I got laid off on my job with MGM doing event production at the beginning of the year, so that really sucked. However, it's really given me a lot of time for not only like self-reflection and self-improvement. Let's not start on that note, but it has given me a lot of time to like work on crafts and to pick up some of the hobbies that I actually put aside for magic. When I started to like really focus on magic, I put a lot of stuff to the side. So it's been really cool. And then in bringing those non-magic things back, it's brought me back into magic harder somehow. So
That's really cool.
It's been a weird time, and I've been by myself. Like I've been totally alone here throughout the entire quarantine. So that's been really interesting too. I'm not terrible company. But my dog is getting sick of me. Like when she sees me like coming for a hug, she's like, "Oh God."
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I'm kind of sick of me. You know, like I think spending 24/7 with anybody, even ourselves, make us sick of something. You know, and if we're with ourselves, then we have to get sick of ourselves. You know, and I think it's interesting because you moved to Las Vegas. About how long ago?
I've been back and forth for a while, but like permanently here was about exactly a month before.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so you're relatively new there, and then all of a sudden the pandemic hit. So it's not like you can go out and find friends that are like hanging around.
I have people who are out here who I do know, but I haven't gotten to hang out with them really. I had like a socially distanced Frappuccino with one of my friends from MGM a while ago, and also so many people who lived here who were performers have now gone.
Yeah.
So it's been really weird. And then of course I can't go out to bars or, even explore Las Vegas really just because of everything that's going on. So I'm still very much a foreigner, even though I've been here for almost a year now. It's very bizarre, very bizarre.
It's so crazy. I can't even imagine. I have a friend who lives in Vegas, and she's an EMT, and it's such different worlds for her husband, who I'm like, he's originally my friend, but where he sees things as being totally dead, like very quiet. Obviously it's Vegas, nothing's ever quiet, but in the grand scheme of things, she's seeing things still crazy. It's like things haven't changed for her in that aspect, other than the fact that she's dealing with a lot of COVID patients and stuff like that. But I can't even imagine it, like what it would be like to move there and then all of a sudden you're stuck in the house for a year almost now.
Yeah, it's been very, very weird. Thankfully, it's a nice house, got a hot tub, so I'm not stressed in that regard. So
nice.
Yeah,
you have a dog, which helps.
And I have a dog, which does help. Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just knowing something else is in the house that's alive, though, is always a benefit. For sure.
But then, I experienced something that I very rarely experience. I worked in dog shelters. I've been in vet tech. I'm a very much an animal person.
Cool.
She's right back here, so
we can see her.
Yeah. So what I would do is, because she refused to get on my bed for a while for some reason, and I like her being on my bed because I'm very affectionate in that way. And so I would kind of put blankets and pillows on the floor next to her and make myself a little nest, and I would go and lay down next to her, and as soon as I got comfy, she would get up and move to the other side of the room.
Oh, really?
Do you know how painful dog rejection is? It's almost more painful than baby rejection. It's so bad.
Wow.
When somebody hands you a baby and they start screaming, same feeling.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
My own dog, my own fur and blood.
At least with people rejection, you can justify it. You can be like, oh, whatever, it just wasn't meant to be, or we wouldn't, whatever, who knows. But you're I literally feed you and you just spit on me, thank you.
Or you could ask them what the hell's wrong, what did I do, and they can tell you. With a dog, they're just what did I do, and they're like,
oh, that's so brutal.
I'm sorry.
Did you end up feeding her more treats, or?
No, I mean, I don't want to enforce that behavior in future. I don't want her to think that that's the way to get rejection of me, is the way to stuff. That's manipulative. I don't like that. We're gonna go to therapy, I think, and talk it through.
That's brutal, though.
Yeah, that is
painful.
Well, you know what? If nothing else, you've learned where you stand with your dog.
Post what Kevin just wrote.
Why is my chat not up? There we go. Look at that. We were just talking about you, Kevin. No joke.
Kevin,
we were just talking about you. Welcome to the chat, Kevin.
We love you, Kevin.
Oh,
we were.
Kevin. Oh, I adore Kevin. Kevin is one of the best people of all time. Oh no, there's another one. Chad Long. I like that guy too.
I like how he says hi to Kevin, not you.
I know. Fine, Chad. You know what? I'm tacking on extra on that invoice I'm sending you at the end of the week.
Oh, there you go.
He'll be like, what does this line item mean?
Pain and suffering.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. So now you mentioned that you kind of used the pandemic so far to kind of get back into some hobbies. Other than, I'm guessing miniatures was part of that. But what other hobbies have you
definitely.
Yeah, which I think it's phenomenal. And like you said, it's helped you get back or push back into Magic even harder. I love the fact that you take your love of Magic into the miniatures as well. It's not just you're making thimbles and irons and things like that for Dollhouse. You're making Magic-oriented miniatures, which I think are absolutely mind-blowing. And I know we talked a little bit in the pre-show about the Impossible bottle you recently made with Andre's butterfly deck inside.
Crazy.
I have it right here.
She's looking for it. She's looking under looking under thumbtacks. Good Lord.
That is so amazingly
focus.
tiny. There you go. That is.
That
It's hard to focus. I can't see it.
it's so little. Like you
Put
can
it
see
in the
it
middle of
next
the
to my
screen. Try the middle of
fingertip.
the screen.
So this is like my finger next to.
That's so
crazy.
Yeah, they're very small and they're a bitch to make. But you know what? Honestly, like when it came out, like I mean, I did like 1,000 of them before I got it right.
Yeah.
And when this one came out just right, I may have wept. That's just a rumor. But
we won't tell anybody. We won't. Your secret's safe with us.
Thank you. Just the three of us, right? It's not
exactly.
Okay, perfect.
But
So
how long did it take you to make that?
this one took about 15 hours, not including all of the crappy ones that I made, like this alone. But you know, because like the little box inside, and then there's the all the different stuff that goes into it. And but now I've sped it up a little bit. Now I know like the correct things to do. So now I can pop them out in about like 3 hours.
That's still a crazy amount of time for something so small, but like they really are so mind blowing. And I think it's it's like next level Impossible bottle. It's always like, oh, well, how do you get a normal sized deck of cards into a clear glass bottle? Now it's like, but how do you get it into a tiny bottle? Like what? It blows my mind.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you have all the Arrow ones still?
The what?
Do you have all the junky ones that you did before, like the bad ones?
Yeah, I kept a few of them. Some of them were just like blobs of like cardboard and whatever else I use. But I do keep a few of them just so I can like look back and be like, this is what you don't do on this, and then I'll like try to make improvements on it. So I do keep a few of them, but not all of them.
You should put them up on a website or something and call them like errors.
Tragicbottles.com.
Version 1s and 2s and.
Oh my gosh! So what actually got you into the into miniatures though during the pandemic? Like, have you always been interested in miniature items? Okay.
You know what's? Oh damn! I found the first miniatures I ever got and made.
Okay.
When my parents were moving house lately, I found all of that stuff. It's in the other room. I should have gone and get that. But
go grab it.
When I let me see. Hold on.
So cool. Oh, look at the dog. It's like, huh?
But you're not coming to cuddle, are you?
I know, right? So funny, dude. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I don't have the patience for that. Like,
no, I don't either. 15 hours.
I mean, like, I made this. I made this right here, the Out of Play, 2-deck.
Yeah.
Do it yourself box, and it took about an hour, and I was like, yeah. Like I'm almost at the end of how long I want to take to put something together. Yeah. And it had directions. It wasn't like I really put it together. I was literally following directions. And
Steve was just saying that took him about an hour, and he was annoyed at the end of an hour. So
honey.
But look what's in it. Look what's in it.
Hey!
Such a great deck. And look at that signed and everything.
Yeah, she's a little more important than we.
Well, no. I mean, listen, I'm jealous. If anything, Andre sends you crickets, and
that's true. I got crickets.
Beautiful signed butterfly deck, which hands down one of the most luxurious, gorgeous decks ever.
Oh yeah, they're just gorgeous.
So
when I got it out of the box, I was like, treasure. Like it's just like this Indiana Jones moment of like opening the box and just being like, oh my god, am I worthy? I don't think so.
I feel rich every time I look at it. I really do. I'm like, I'm pretty high class when I have this deck in my hands.
It really is so next level. But so you ran out to get your miniatures. Did you find them?
No, they are not where I thought they were, and I do not want to waste more time here. But I will just them fully. But the first time I got the miniatures, I went. Sorry.
I said next time for sure.
Yeah, next time for sure. Maybe I'll post them on my Instagram. That'd be kind of
cool.
That'd be awesome.
But, so I had gone to this kids museum in this place called I'm from the UK, and my mom took me to this museum called the Beaumaris Kids Museum in Wales, and they had all of these miniature things, and I was my mind was destroyed by them. I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't believe that somebody wanted to take these awesome things and make them tiny. So I bought a bunch, and then I started and I always had a doll's house and stuff like that, but these were like actual like miniatures, like real miniatures. And I just started making dioramas for them to put them in, because they weren't. I used to have a problem with scale when I was a kid. I was like really weird about scale. Like my Barbies could not play with things that were of a smaller scale. And my dollhouses could not play with Barbie stuff. Like that, the scale had to be consistent, you guys.
That's amazing. I actually have a problem with scale now. I'm about 20 pounds heavier. Anyway, keep going.
That's really good. All right. So anyways, I started making these little dioramas for the miniatures, and then I started making more miniatures to put in the dioramas, and then it just kind of got out of control, and I started making all of this stuff. And then it kind of petered out when I was like high school, you know, getting too cool for school. And then I kind of jumped in and out, like collecting stuff over the years. Like I bought this really cute little like haunted mansion diorama set. So just kind of like ducking in and out of it over the years. And then at the beginning of quarantine, I was like, I haven't done miniatures in a while. Should I do that? Like, you've gone back to watercolor and you still suck at that. Like, do you want it? Like, maybe you should try the miniature thing. And I was like, yeah. So I bought a kit, which I'll actually show you guys right now.
Sweet.
It was from Amazon, and it's just this little house, right?
That's really cool.
But it's cute.
No, that's really cool.
When you get it, it's just like a bag of sticks. Like, it's literally just like bags and bags of tiny sticks. You're gluing everything together. You're gluing the kettles, the cups, like everything. And
how long did that take you to put together?
Oh, I don't even probably 15 hours just on and off. Like,
oh wow, that thing's crazy. I'm gonna tell my girlfriend about that. It looks like
really fun. Yeah.
Trying to break the Sims addiction.
No, it just adds to it and help her.
You know what? It's a nice transition from Sims because you can make your
Sims
own world.
There you go.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, there you go. So they come in like little kits like this. It's like $20 off Amazon.
Nice.
And it's just like, honestly, like it just comes in tiny, tiny little bits. Like you just get a bag of bits.
That's crazy.
Together. And it's so much fun. So I started doing that again. And then I kind of was like, you know what? Like, these need more power. And so I tried to, like, Tim the Toolman tailor them and started making custom ones. And that just, and I was like, well, what do I know the most about? Like, what can I put the most detail into? Obviously, magic stuff, because I've been doing magic forever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, it just became this natural transition to first making my favorite, like, tiny books.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
So that's Magic and Showmanship by Henning Gnomes.
Oh my god.
You can see it's got a spine.
That's so dope.
Everything. They don't open because I can't get them into the bookshelves if they open because the covers splay open. But I'm actually working on it right now to figure out a way so I can actually like shut the cover and have them.
Interesting.
That's intense.
Oh yeah, and then I just kind of started doing more.
Nice.
And
someone asked, what's the name of the company for that bag of bits, like the house that you did?
So there's different companies that they go. I think that it's made by like one specific manufacturer and then distributed through a number of manufacturers.
Gotcha.
I don't know who that one is. It literally just says like when you get it, it just says like DIY house on the side. So there's not. I don't know.
Yeah, just type in DIY mini house on Amazon.
If you look up like craft model house, like you'll see a lot of them, and they're just so cool. And you can if you don't want to customize them, just do it out of the box. If you can put like you can get like bedrooms and like do like little posters of your own, like there's so much you can do with them. They're so much fun, you guys. I promise. Everybody buy a house right now.
You know what we'll do?
I'm about to drop one into the chat for everybody.
We'll all buy a house, and then we'll all have you back on, and we'll build it all together.
Oh my gosh, a live miniature building?
That'd be
guys,
funny.
Don't tempt me. That sounds great. I'm not doing anything for the next like God knows how long. So.
That'll be dope.
Let me know.
Oh my gosh, it's like definitely an interesting hobby to get into though, because like you need such a high attention to detail. But I think you must also be partially like a perfectionist.
Yes, that's like I think that's a big part of it. But also, like with the covers, a lot of times, if they're too perfect, they don't look real. They don't look as good. So I try to put like coverware on them a little bit and like on the edges a little bit, just so they don't look perfect. Which I guess is like a perfectionism in of itself.
Yeah, you make them seem
imperfections are there, but yeah, I throw away a lot of these because they don't come out right. And there is like a really high margin of error, as I'm sure you understand. Like you just get like a millimeter off and everything gets twisted. And
Which that would drive me nuts. Like, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
That's got to be so frustrating.
yeah, it is. But
So-
it pays off. Like there's like this one. So I made a miniature Paul Daniels magic set.
Oh, that is so
God.
dope. That is so
And
dope.
it's not quite finished yet, but you can open it. And this took me like 30 tries to do because the box like just like would not go straight for some reason. So take the top off.
No. So you have all the pieces in there too?
This is actually, it's flat, but it looks
It
like-
really looks like there's depth to it. Yeah, like
Right.
So cool.
because you can like if you outline, there's like a way of embossing everything. So like you can kind of like feel it.
that's so
That's cool.
intense.
Creates a nice little shadow. And then there's the little booklet.
That's so cool.
This is like next level. Like, forget magic. I'm into miniature magic now.
I know, like that's it, you guys. Come with me. Like
That's cool.
Oh my
That's
god.
so fascinating. I like just from everything from. I mean, I'm just like blown away the fact that you did it in an impossible bottle. And what was the first one? I think it was a book. Was the first one I saw. No, it was like the scene that you kind of panoed.
Was
across.
it was probably the little Amazon box full of
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
that's what it was.
Which that one also just blows my mind. Like the attention to
Crazy.
detail down to that level of like the tape and everything. Like,
I loved the tape was the hardest part, like ripping that damn tape right
I'm
down the
sure.
middle.
I'm sure.
I don't know. It was just so hard. I messed it up like 1,000 times, but I think it came out okay.
No, it looks
What
awesome.
do you mean you think?
Well,
Okay,
and it's
okay.
funny 'cause,
Crazy.
like you said, the whole perfection thing, making it look not real enough, or maybe like just fake a little bit. I think that's similar though. Like if you really think about it, like real world, think about when you walk into like a model home or you walk into like a staged home for realty, like it doesn't look right because it doesn't look worn or loved.
Yeah.
It's very cold. And I feel like that's probably the same thing with that is even though it's miniature, you want it to feel like it really is a miniaturized item
Yeah.
that someone would use. Like you
Right.
don't just want it to be perfect. That's so cool though.
Right. I want it to look like a miniature person has actually been reading it. Like we got a mini magician practicing his little, oh, hey, perfect. Practicing his little mini linking rings.
They so good. Which
So here's my question: where's the mini cat doll?
Works. Oh, the mini cat. No, it's that's never going to happen, you guys.
people have to be tough. People have to be tough. That's next level. Like you're a sculptor at that point almost if you can do people, right?
Yeah, and I don't think I am very poor with symmetry. Like I'm very bad at getting things symmetrical. And I think that with people, like the faces and stuff like that, like there's gotta be like a certain something more. I'm better with things with like right angles and definitive shapes. Like I can miniaturize pretty much anything furniture wise, anything. But when it comes to humans, like it's like a whole nother thing because you got like so much proportion. I mean, proportion plays a part obviously in what I do, but
Yeah.
I'm not that good.
Me neither. I feel you. When I send out like thank you cards out of my store, I draw a stick figure and I draw like them holding a kite, and then I draw the sun, and they're all the same size.
I might actually have one somewhere. Hold on.
Did you have one?
It's your world, man. You draw it how you want.
I'll draw it real quick.
If you want a kite the size of the sun, like that's you, man. Like you
Well,
live there.
It
I'm okay.
adds depth, because the sun clearly isn't the same size.
I'll get
I love it. Well, and it was funny too because one of the promo pictures you had sent over for this for us to use was your tweezers holding the magic wand. And when I was looking at that picture, every time like I looked at it, I kept finding new things in it. So I found like the linked rings at first because I was so fascinated originally by just the wand. Thank you so much, AJ. By the way, we appreciate the support.
Thank you, AJ.
But yeah, I was so surprised by the wand that I looked at it and I was like, wow, that's amazing. Then like it's a close up of tweezers, which also fascinated me for some reason. I was like, oh, cool tweezers.
The tweezers are like the main character in this story, man. Like I get comments about the tweezers.
They're cool. As much as like I don't think people think about it, they're cool looking tweezers. But then I saw like the linked rings and I saw everything else in the photo. I'm like, this is just like I could spend 20 minutes looking at this and still find new things every single time. And it's so mind blowing.
It's like the little plant was back there too.
I love it.
Yeah, I made I'm really proud of the pot. It was like my first time ever trying to like replicate ceramic with like a glaze on it.
Yeah, and it has that like glazed look to it. It doesn't,
bad, right?
no, it's impressive.
And it's like two different colors. You know how like when they paint them.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like
what I was trying to
fake, yeah.
replicate. Is that like
So
when they
cool.
like glaze them, and it looks so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rad. Here's my amazing skills at drawing.
I feel it. I feel it.
How's
I'm
that?
not girl too. I get it.
Steve's all about that perspective, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Man, that's art.
Shockingly enough, he's a photographer in his real life.
Right.
So like,
If I drew like that, I'd be a photographer too.
Thank you. Exactly. Exactly.
Perfect. Oh my god. But yeah,
Chad,
so
thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate it.
thank you, Chad. We appreciate the support, man.
Where's my money?
So, and it was interesting. I'm actually going to drop your Instagram into the chat too for anyone who wants to take a look, because there are so many awesome pictures in there. Especially like I love the little like the one with the mini decks in the palm of your hand, and like the shocking like just like being out of perspective there, where you have these tiny little decks, but you can still see all of the detail. Really just blows my mind. So
I used to collect mini dice. They're like
Oh, cool.
super tiny dice. I'll send you a picture of them later, but they're super small. I have a feeling that you should make some tiny dice.
You know what? That's actually a great idea. I'm always,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like so relative to magic. Have you seen people doing that dice stacking? I wonder if I could do like a little.
that would be so.
tiny-
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of them, and you can. Yeah, it's probably like the perfect size. You might want to make them even smaller, but I don't know.
That's so big. I send
Yeah.
it over.
miniature like yeah, like how tiny would miniature dice have to be?
Very
Like-
miniature.
Yeah, like almost like so miniature would you be able to see them? That would be crazy.
Microscopic. Okay, so you guys, somebody has had the audacity to blow all miniatures out of the water, and scientists, I guess, they 3D printed a tiny USS Enterprise, and it's like
All right.
microscopic. It's like one cell with the cross.
What?
That's
It's
crazy.
like the ultimate miniature. Somebody look up the facts on that, but it's mind blowing.
Crazy.
You guys should look that up.
So,
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, being like so into miniatures, have you seen the account where the guy's like a chef, but he does miniature cooking?
Tiny Chef?
Oh
Or
my god!
is it the little green guy, or is it just the person who does the tiny cooking?
It's just the person who does the tiny.
Yeah, it's Tiny Kitchen, right?
cooking. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Absolutely love it, and everything comes out looking like delicious, even though it's miniature food. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, that's a beautiful miniature like cheeseburger. I'm like, what? But
Like just
Of
so
course,
much
you like bolt to
effort.
the cheeseburger.
yeah. But like it blows my mind, like the amount of time that must go into that, and like even something like that where like and again you're creating like content off of it, the amount of preparation that goes into it and the amount of attention to detail and everything is
Yeah.
just spectacular.
And then the time,
you know what else?
the time like that they must like workshop all the cooking that they do, because that can't be like the first shot that they do. Like they gotta
No.
work that out.
Right.
You know, like, and I don't have the patience. I'm an okay cook, but I don't really have the patience to be like, yeah, I love cooking. Like, let's do this. But like to combine like something that's like, you know, like cooking, you really have to know what you're doing, and miniatures, like,
No, thanks.
Yeah, it's a
I'm not worthy.
lot.
Like, it's so good.
Well, and like how long do you cook a miniature hamburger in comparison to
Exactly.
yeah, like unless because sometimes too I feel like are you eating it? Do you throw it away? It's a waste of food, but like is it coming out medium rare? How does that work?
I mean, if you
Tiny
eat it,
thermometer.
it's not even a snack. It's like you literally. It's like if you're like fishing in your tooth for something that's stuck in there.
But you
Probably
can't
what-
waste it, man. It's
A
still
whole meal.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole meal. There are starving miniature people somewhere who would kill for that hamburger,
I know.
and you have to get it.
I used to always say name one when my mom used to say that. She used to be like, "There's a lot of starving people in the world. You have to eat it." I was like, "Name one."
Oh my god.
She used to just been like,
Wow.
I know.
This is Steve was contrarian from like birth, basically.
I was gonna say, I hope your mom puts salt on the back of her hand before she slaps you so it tastes better.
Oh, please. She used to hit me with a wooden spoon. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? Now that you logged your mom into YouTube, Steve, she might show up in here and refute these facts.
I hope she does. I don't mess around. My mom is the most amazing woman.
Matt found it.
It was the Voyager, not the Enterprise.
There we go.
Somebody found it.
Matt is. Let me tell you something. Matt is like Mr. Know-it-all. If he doesn't know it, he'll find it in seconds.
That's so good. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
I think we can copy paste, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be handleable. But that's so cool. Thank you so much, Matt. I'm not crazy. I did see that. It was not a fever dream. Thank God.
No.
These
you
are
were awake when you saw it.
You know, it's so tiny. That's so amazing. Like the amount of energy that must have gone into that. But think about like the possibilities. If you can create miniatures that small, like who knows what else you could do? It's just it's crazy. Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, I have to say. So now, based on this article, is it just that you're such a big fan of miniatures, or are you also a fan of Star Trek, and that's how like they kind of worlds collided there?
I'm a TNG
Okay.
gal. Like I like the Next Generation. I like the original series. I haven't delved much further into that, but I very much do like the Star Trek.
All right. There you go. Well, when you like right away went to Enterprise, I was like, all right, like maybe she just read the article, had to figure that out. But so what else have you been, we talked about other hobbies that you had gotten into. Have you also been like binging any television since you've been home?
Yeah, I have to be kind of like gentle with myself on television lately because so much of television reminds me of like what we're missing right now. But I binged What We Do in the Shadows, which is like,
oh my God, such a great show.
Amazing TV shows.
What is it about?
Vampire.
Oh.
But like it's the funnight show.
So good.
And I'm assuming you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Okay,
I saw the movie a while ago. They're just so. I love Flight of the Conchords. I love all of that kind of stuff.
So good, such a good show. For anyone who hasn't seen it, definitely need to watch What We Do in the Shadows.
It's so good.
It's so good.
We started watching Big Sky.
Terrible.
You didn't like it?
What is that?
It's a terrible show.
No, it isn't. It's good.
Terrible show. The acting is trash. It's absolute trash.
Acting is pretty bad, but it's fun to burn your skull. It's not something that you're gonna like miss. It's something that would like, yeah. It depends on what kind of shows you like. I'm all about like serial killer stuff, and it's kind of about like that kind of in a way.
It's bad. It's bad. Just avoid that one. I promise you.
Don't avoid it. Check it out and make your own assessment, and you'll see.
But that being said, so What We Do in the Shadows, what else has been on your kind of watch list?
I recently watched the entire Selena series, and I have notes.
Okay.
I thought
Is that the singer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, she's like such a legend. I only knew her because I had a very close friend who was like very much into her in like junior high, like right before, like it was like literally like right before she got killed. So I kind of have like a lot of nostalgia attached to her, and I think obviously her music's great, and the singing voice is incredible. The show, however, I thought the actors couldn't showcase their talents because the script was so damn clunky. It was like written like an after school special, and like the wigs, like I could not with the wigs. Like if anybody has seen that, can we like talk about like get out like seriously, if you have seen this, if anybody out there has seen this, please get at me because I need to talk about these wigs. I need to talk about them. You don't understand. Like yeah, in the show, it was just
that bad. I feel like there's so many shows that they've tried to put out during the pandemic that are so over the top. Like it's tough. And like there's a bunch of them that like it's funny because I feel like I watch a lot of TV. It's not something I'm necessarily proud of, but it's just a fact. And I feel like I've gotten to a point in my life where I've watched enough TV where I can be like, all right, this isn't going to get a second season. I feel like with all the stuff that's come out in the past like season or two, there's a significantly larger portion of shows that are just definitely getting canceled versus like previous years. And I'm like, man, like And I don't know if it's like production value. They just couldn't, they had to rush it out because of everything going on, or
what it is they're putting their second string shows up because the first string shows probably got interrupted mid-production. So they're kind of putting like all of their reserve equipment up right now. And then
I
also
think they're
like
just trying to push stuff out, right?
And a lot of stuff is being prematurely kind of pushed out. So I think they're not taking the time they need to do in editing and all this different stuff. Because I have noticed that too. It does seem like there's like a saturation in the market right now of just kind of whatever television or things that are just like so extreme. Like you're just like, okay. But it's all kind of distraction. It's all, because people are planted in front of the TV. I would binge watch a show like I did with Selena that I wasn't like other times I would have maybe watched 2 episodes of that and then just been like, nah. But because I have extra time now, I'm just watching it.
Yeah, like what else do I have to do? Why not?
Exactly. Yeah. So the advertisers are still getting their money and everybody's happy. So
yeah, like Aaron said, the Queen's Bandit, like Gambit.
Queen's Gambit,
yeah. I mean, everybody loved that.
I can't get into it.
To watch that.
I can't get past the first episode. Yeah, every time I watch the first episode, it's one of those shows, at least for me, where about 30 minutes into the first episode, I'm like, I'm gonna go check on the computer in the other room real quick, and I hear it playing in the background. I'm like, I don't care enough to come back and like finish it, and I've watched the first episode like 4 times now, and I'm just like, watch. Like I got to sit down and have something like force myself to watch the first 3, but I don't know.
Yeah, everybody says it's amazing. I saw the last episode, and like my girlfriend watched it, like literally binge watched it, and on the last episode, I pretty much sat and watched it, and the ending seemed pretty cool.
It's definitely an interesting time for television right now. But
and everybody.
No, without a doubt. So other hobbies that you've gotten into since pandemic, though, miniatures clearly a big one.
Oh, hang on. Oh. All right. So, oh my God. Welcome to the show, everyone.
All right.
So I recently got into like embroidery and like I'm pretty good at it. Like I'm not bad. I'm gonna pat myself on the back here. I'm not bad. So a friend of mine, and this is so funny because again, this is something that I've tried to like go away from magic, and it's kind of like brought me back in. A friend of mine, it's Michael Weber. This is why it's back in magic. Has asked me to do this design for him, and it's a bearded.
That's so awesome.
I'm so bad with camera orientation, you guys. I'm sorry, but like, how cute is that?
That is so awesome.
I'm working on that, and then as I said, I did some watercolors. Would prefer not to show those.
That's
you got to show those. You can't just make this a social media thing, and you have to show the good with the bad.
You know what? This is the trailer for my life, you guys. I get to direct it.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well,
but on top of actually like making the models, or the miniatures, I'm also making miniature furniture, which is something that I didn't do for a long time. I just kind of made miniature bits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the basic shelves. Like there's not, whatever, not so much to it. But
is that felt? Is that felt on the inside?
No, it's just paint. But
it looks like felt.
I want to actually do coat them. That's so funny. That's like my next step because I've been making these tiny close-up pads that have like the backing and the felt, and I'd like to actually start lining some of the shelves with felt. So like,
that'd be dope.
Yes, but so this is like the beginning of quarantine. So I recently kind of branched out and started making more
IKEA furniture,
like interesting stuff. And this is I hope he's not on. Everybody, we're keeping this a secret right now. I showed this on another thing, but this is between the 3 of us right here because nobody else is watching. It's fine. So this is for Andre. He's been so kind to me in the past that I've made him this little shelf set, and you can see the pattern in the back is actually taken from a pair of socks that he wears all the time. It's like his favorite socks.
That is so cool.
And I kind of want to start doing furniture that's really reflective of old magic tricks. So like the zigzag lady.
That's really cool.
So cool.
And then
you should glue the Impossible bottle in there.
Well, he's getting it. I'm not gonna, and this is the thing, is like I don't know whether to kind of like, because I want to like give it in an Amazon box and like give it to them. I don't know if I should like glue the stuff in because I kind of want them to like be able to like touch it and
move it around.
What about double-sided magician's teeth?
That works, but it collects so much dirt.
I'm sure.
And then it also pulls paint off of
Oh yeah,
work,
good point. Yeah.
so it's really tough to work with. But
Yeah, but you know what? You know Andre, he'll get it, he'll pull it off, and then he probably already has a pair of those tweezers. He'll be like grabbing, taking the tape off, and he'll repaint them.
That's
if it pulls off any
that's
paint.
pretty much what I envisioned. And also, like, making something for Andre is like really nerve-wracking because I want it all to be like perfect, you know?
Yeah.
And then I made him this tiny little
That is so dope.
So good. It looks like it has foil on it.
It's resin.
Yeah, it looks like like a.
glossy. That's
and
so dope.
It's like see-through. You can like see through it.
That is so cool.
And then he gets a little one, and then he's gonna get a brick of his cards. Like, do you know how many hours of my damn life are in this jar?
Oh wait, so that's a brick in an Impossible bottle?
This is just the thing that I keep them in so they don't go everywhere. But yeah, I've made him like a ton.
Oh my goodness.
Of the tiny things. I'm gonna be making like a brick container.
That's so cool.
A brick box?
Hopefully he'll like that. And then I'll give him a bunch of books and things like that. And I hope to start, like, I have a couple more in the works as well for people. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to send, it'll be after, I almost said Halloween. Wow, where are we? It'll be after the new year, but I hope to be kind of starting to send them out and hopefully people will like them.
I'm sure they'll love
so
them.
amazing. Yeah, the furniture's next level. Why were you like hesitant to do furniture initially?
So it's again, my symmetry thing. It goes back to the symmetry. So like, you know, everything has to be like very straight, very clean. And I just didn't have really like, I didn't know about the tools to do furniture before. I didn't know there were like things that you could do that were actually tiny, because when you're perfect example. So when you're working with tools, I only have big tools because I've only made big things in the past. Yeah. So it's hard, you know, like trying to figure out trying to translate it in your brain. Like, what do I do? But they sell tiny tools. And it's my favorite part. Look, this is my planer. This is my hand planer.
That is so
and it really works?
Yeah, look.
That is so cool.
There's still sawdust in it from where I used it the other day. Yeah,
there's
like a lot of
this
tools.
Is like a whole another world.
Yeah, it is. I think the tiny tools are my favorite part of miniatures. Like, to be honest with you, like it's yeah.
That's so awesome. If you pull out like a little mini hand drill, I'm out of here. So.
I have one, first of all, and also it's my dad bought it for me for Christmas, but I know the Amazon password, so it's right behind me. He bought me a tiny miter saw.
Oh my god.
And it's literally like this big. It's a tiny table miter saw, and I just can't deal with it. I can't deal with it.
That is
so cool.
Oh my god, I love it.
And yes, Griffin, I am using balsa wood. But sometimes I use basswood. It depends on how firm I need the thing to be.
Nice. Now, someone asked before, what kind of glue to use? Is it like cement? Is it like Elmer's?
Honestly, it depends. I used the Elmer's stick glue, the Elmer's liquid glue. I use silicone glue. I am a big adhesive fan. Anybody will tell you I love adhesives. I once told myself that I was only going to buy myself a personal care item from Amazon one time, and I ended up buying myself Suguru, which is like it's kind of like a plastic glue.
All right.
So yeah, I'm.
Nice. You have like a whole lineup of them where you're like, for this one, I'm gonna use.
I do. I have them all lined up. Like, it's really sad. And like, I got my spray glues, and I got my wood glue, my just pure wood glues, and I got my fabric glues. Like, there's a glue for every occasion in my house. You guys, come on over.
So crazy.
Come on. Let's go.
So I'll just record you guys doing it. I don't have patience for that.
I'm curious though now, like, how many hours a day are you spending building miniatures? No shame. No shame.
Well, lately it's been less because I've been working on a pilot, which has been kind of taking up a lot of my time. Because anybody who's done like the film industry knows that like once you're on a production, like your time is gone. Like forget it. Yeah. Until it's done, like that's all you're doing. But
and then you don't know, and then you don't know when it's going to air. It might take a year or two.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a insecure place to be industry wise. But when pre-pilot and then again post-pilot, I'll probably sit there for like 10 hours.
All right.
Nice. Because and also I do take breaks because I mean, you know, I try not to use a magnifier. Sometimes I use a magnifier for like really close-up stuff, but I've got great eyesight. But a lot of, like your working stuff right here, it's exhausting.
I'm sure.
I get so tired. I'm like, why do I feel like I've been like running or like?
And I mean, I'm sure like
because you're working your brain.
Well, and the precision of the movements though too.
Yeah.
Like, such small movements.
And I hold my breath too, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna have an effect on me. But I sit there like David Blaine, like holding my breath for like 20 hours while I like do that thing. And I'm like, why do I feel funny? Oh, you're not breathing. That's why.
Deep breath. Take it in.
You're not breathing.
That's so funny.
Which is important.
Now you should record yourself like putting together.
No, I tried it because I thought that people would be interested maybe in watching me put together something. My face was so ugly. My concentration face was so disgusting that I couldn't look at it to put it on. And I was like doing this. Well, maybe I'll like tell a story while I do it. I make the dumbest faces when I'm concentrating.
Okay.
I like this.
Actually, people might watch it even better, and then you like perfect.
Just switch it around. Just have like a GoPro on your shoulder pointing down.
Have it like literally connect. Have it connect to the side of your head. Nobody will be seeing it. And you can put tape around your head, and you can have the GoPro.
I can wear those like spy glasses. Remember those?
Yeah,
using them. Yeah, there we go. Sorted.
Oh my god, that is too funny. You know what though? Like, I can only imagine. Like, you probably, like you said, you probably feel worn out after. Like, that's got to be so draining. Just the little bit minute movement over the course of that long, like,
and like sitting like this. Like, I'm getting a hump. Like, I'm gonna be full blown Quasimodo by next year, you guys. Like,
oh man, I feel like you need like a standing desk so you can like stand and sit over the course of the day. Like
I
that,
do.
That may be
or you can do this and like do it like this half the time, and then the other half do it like this.
You know what's so sad is like when I get like super achy, but I'm like I gotta finish this thing. I'm like sitting like I get like 1 foot up like on my chair, and I'm like this, and I'm trying it like this, and I like 1 foot. It's really bad, and I just need to know ultimately when to call it a day. That's not
Aaron said the Hunch Bolt of Notre Dame.
Oh my god.
Nice.
I'm gonna change my it's not Cat does not hate magic anymore. It is now. Punch Bolt of Notre Dame. Thank you.
I know, right?
That's a legit like commitment though to just miniatures. I have to say I'm thoroughly impressed. And not
I have to hold on. I have to tell you what is happening here. I got boba delivered to me because I'm a bougie bitch. And they gave me the wrong straw.
I was just about to say, I'm like, you definitely have the wrong straw there.
And I'm just like, that's it. Like I can. It's like I can't even.
You can't even do spitballs with that straw.
I mean, I could wedge it on the end, like suck it real hard, and then like really give it a go. But it won't have that kind of like projectile thing that it has.
They forgot to put the miniature bobas in there for you.
Have you made a miniature boba tea yet?
No, but people do. I see them on Etsy, and I love them. Like I almost bought a miniature. I'm like, I will never make this in my entire life because it's like not my kind of miniatures. But they have a mold for the miniature boba tea, and somebody did it, and they put like all these little like fruits in there, and like little whippy cream on the top. And
oh my god, they had fruit jellies.
Yeah, they did all of it. Like they did the fruit jellies, like they did all of the little boba accoutrements, and I died.
That's awesome.
Like I'm speaking to you from beyond the grave because of how cute that tiny boba was, you guys.
The little stuff is cute, but I look at it and I'm like, I could never sit there for. I give you so much credit.
It's
but it's funny though because I can sit here literally for 7 hours and edit photos. I'm like.
See, when you get
huge screen,
you get into the flow. You get into flow, and then and I get into a time warp where I'll be like, okay, it's like 6 o'clock right now, 7 o'clock. I'm gonna start dinner. Like I'm gonna put this down, and then literally I look at the clock and I'm like 1 a.m.
That's
it just goes. But then you have this like I don't know. My brain always feels so much better afterwards after going into that flow. If I get disturbed a bunch of times, I'm like, I don't get that same feeling. So I guess it's a little bit addictive to kind of go into this like world where you're just totally absorbed in something else. And of course, when you're shrinking stuff, okay, I have to show you the shop now, you guys.
All right, let's see.
So this is like kind of talking about like how I get like just totally absorbed in these things, and I want it to be like a miniature world. So I've always kind of fantasized about having like a magic shop.
Oh my
I
god.
made one. Hold on, this is horrible on a Surface Pro, you guys. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
It's fine.
All right. So
That
Oh
is
man.
so dope.
here is the little magic shop.
Oh my god, look at the canary inside the cage.
A little dove.
What?
And the magic tricks work, except for the this guy right here. The replica.
Look at this big old hand coming in going, this guy right here.
Dude, even the light though, like this is so cool.
Yeah, and like you know, this is a modified shell. So this is one of those kits that I was telling you about.
Okay.
I changed everything, like I painted the cabinets and it came with all the electric work. I changed the lamp out. But then I just did all of these accessories for it, and I couldn't get him working today for some reason. I don't know why, but there's a little rabbit right here. And he pops up and down. He's Arduino controlled, but for some reason my computer would not find the board today.
That's really cool that you're bringing like technology into it as well, though.
Yeah. Well, I've been dabbling with Arduino. That was another kind of thing that I was doing at the beginning of quarantine. But
Nice.
and then I have the little dancing cane, and there's like a zombie ball in here, but it's in pieces. And if there's layman watching, I don't want to screw up a zombie ball for anybody. But and I don't think there's actually
like it's like Dan and Dave's out of place play
Showroom there, yeah.
And then I have actually dioramas in the diorama.
That is so super meta there.
And then I have my magazines.
The big old hand coming in is the best part. I love it. It's so funny.
And
right
then,
here, like right here, there's a tiny little.
Right here, you guys. And then whoever's in there is reading.
Oh my
God,
god!
Hollywood.
Are those bicycle decks on the table?
Yep. They're bicycle
Good.
teeny tiny bicycle decks. Impossible bottle. And then there's the little card displays.
What?
And then I got posters of all the people that I love. And then I got the memory of DB doing the balloon thing, which I worked on.
That's
nice.
so cool.
And there's like little pieces of me kind of, oh my God, what am I doing? You guys hire a union cameraman next time.
How come there's no pictures of us in there? You said pictures of everyone you love. We're not in there yet?
Look, you guys, I'm making us best friends necklace as we talked about last night. Okay. You need to be patient. First the necklaces, then the portraits. Okay.
We can follow the path. We're okay with that.
Okay with that.
You better be.
But now I'm waiting for a combination of all your hobbies to come together and see like mini embroidery.
You know what? Why are you doing this to me?
I mean, I can't even figure. I mean, I understand how embroidery works, but it seems like a lot of work as it is. But like trying to use mini needles on a mini thing to make small embroidery would probably be like, it would
like kill me. But
yeah.
It would be, like the way I wanted it. Like
die with a smile on your face. Like.
Die with a smile on my face and a tiny embroidery in my hand.
I love it.
Now, what's the next big project you're working on for your little miniature? Are you allowed to tell us, or is it going to be like a big reveal?
I think it's mainly getting the little gift sets out to people because I'm customizing them all like they're specifically for that person in mind. Like I'm trying to sneakily find out what their favorite magic books are and their colors and you know.
You're basically stalking people.
It's okay when they're your friends.
I mean, mini stalking, just a mini stalking.
Yeah,
literally.
just a soup son of stalk.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's too good.
But another thing. Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta show y'all.
The dog's like, please don't cuddle me.
Too true.
Mom, sit down. Mom, sit down. Don't cuddle me.
So here's you guys. There's this guy online who does paper crafts, and not only does he do paper crafts, but he gives them to you for free. So you go on to it's called haunteddimensions.com, and there's a bunch of paper crafts. And what I do is I take them and I upgrade them. So this is if you guys are familiar with the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland, which is my favorite ride of all time, there's graveyards in the front.
That is so cool.
They have Imagineers' names on them. So this is Ex Atencio. And so he basically like gives you the template for the grave.
Okay.
And it's all up to you from there. But it's kind of weird. My mom's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, making a mini grave. No big deal. And then she tells me about this time when I was a kid where I was doing woodcraft. Okay, so first of all, I was grew up in the UK, and apparently it's acceptable to give a 6-year-old hammer, nails, and like a piece of like crazy splintery wood.
Absolutely.
And I made this cross. Like,
I mean, it's better than a lighter.
But I was like 6. I was like, so I made her this like Jesus cross, and she was like, "Oh, that's nice. Like, what is that?" And I was like, "It's a grave for you." So this is not my first foray into miniature grave making, you guys.
Right?
Just let me know if you have any turtles you need to bury or anything. I got you.
Some little turtles.
Man, that is too funny.
The crazy thing is anything miniature is cute.
Oh yeah, look at the cute. I mean, even Frank Lloyd Wright miniature is cute. That's Roby House in Chicago in miniature. And that's even precious. Like, it's not a precious house in person, but it's precious as all get up right here. Look at that.
That's so cool.
Oh, so cool.
Dude, I'm like blown away by this. Like, first off, the actual like ability to look so realistic at such a tiny scale is just mind blowing. But like, the amount of detail and effort you're putting into it's just awesome. And I love the fact that there is so much of an emotional attachment behind it. Like, it's personalized to you. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to build model airplanes, and granted, people who build model airplanes probably have an attachment to airplanes, but like, you're really personalizing it in a way that's going next level.
Yeah. And I hope to, because all of this stuff, like, truth be told, is really hard to display. Like, I have like so much shit right now that I just cannot display. And I think that part of the joy in it for me is to think about the person that I'm making it for when I'm making it. And it comes out so much more custom and so much more heartfelt, and like so much more where you can like tell that what you were like. I hope people know what I was thinking when I was making this like tiny magic thing with all the pages and the spine, and know how much I love not just miniatures, but magic as well.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like just putting everything that you can and giving it to. My joy is giving things to people. Like, I'm gonna be giving, like, that house that I made back there. Like, I'm gonna be giving that to somebody. Like,
you know what you should do? You should create another Instagram account. Put all pictures of all your miniature stuff on there, like your little houses, your magic shop, your your building back there from Chicago. Like, put them all on this page and start tagging all these miniature companies, and then obviously once you start getting like a ton of followers, they'll send you all this miniature craft stuff for free.
I just told you I don't have any space, man.
Yeah, but it's free, so you can get.
Send me. I need a free storage unit first, and then
maybe they'll give you a miniature storage unit.
Who do I need to tag again for that?
I don't know. Nike, Converse, who knows? Maybe they'll send you a shoebox.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sure, and we'll buy you a miniature storage unit. How big's the storage? How about a nice OPC brick box? Half brick box. That's kind of a storage unit.
That's perfect. That's almost too big.
It kind of looks like a storage unit, doesn't it? I mean, like one of those containers, shipping containers.
It does, yeah.
Oh my god!
By the way, Steve, in the Hummingbird deck kind of promo ad you had at the beginning, the way you say shimmering, like, send me into orbit. Like, there's something about the way, and it's not like everybody from where you're from who says it this way, but like the way you said it.
Thank you. You either love it or you hate it. That's for sure.
I love it. Can you say it again?
I haven't found anyone who's hated it yet, so you're doing fine.
Say shimmering.
You'll hear it at the end of the show.
No, say it now.
You got Steve embarrassed here.
I'll drop it. I'll drop it at a random time. I'll try to use it in a sentence.
Drop a random shimmering on it.
So here's what you need to do, Steve. You need to record it. Then you need to send it to Kat, and she can make it a ringtone.
No, yeah. I will remix it. Drop a beat behind that. And then we will go viral on TikTok.
Nice. And then
we'll do a dance. We can do like one of the
I don't know any of them.
I
You know what you can do?
don't either.
You can create a miniature album of it.
I'll do that. My next challenge is I'm trying to make miniature VHS tapes.
Oh.
So like when you pull it out, will it have like the depth to the reels and that's crazy.
And I'm hoping, you know, that little come children, while we talk of the pastimes, remember on the VHS how it had that little flappy part?
Yes.
You're making me feel old.
You are old. I'm trying to fix that flappy part to make it like be a flappy part. That's the problem I'm having right now. But VHS tapes on the way, guys. Tom Mullicuts first.
How about a paper clip, like the metal piece of the paper clip? That would probably hold it on.
Yeah, I mean,
or a pin, like
I have to. The problem is I have to figure out, because there's a certain amount of shrinkage that happens when this particular material that I'm using. So it's really hard to kind of get them to shrink in the same way, because one part is so much smaller and thinner than the other and shrinks so much more.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to do this kind of like Sculpey equation in my head.
like a shrinky dink. Remember those things?
See, this just made me realize, I'll never do miniatures now because you just involved math, and I just realized that like I want nothing to do with that.
I'm terrible. I literally this is my watch. This is how bad I am at math. This is my watch. Okay. So,
wait, you have a watch? This is my watch.
What is this? Unfrozen caveman cat? Don't know what that was.
Exactly. I see people wearing watches, and I'm like, why?
I still wear a watch.
This is the why on mine is because it's a fucking calculator.
Yeah, it's like a calculator watch.
You know what it looks like? It looks like one of those remote controls. I used to have one, and you used to be able to change the TV with your watch. I used to totally fuck with people all the time. I used to turn off the TV and they'd be like, "What's going on?" They didn't even know it was me with my watch.
Terrorist! Oh my god!
It was so good.
Oh my god! So now, does this watch go out in public with you as well? So like, if you were out at a restaurant, is this your like tip calculator as well?
That's my everything.
All right.
That's my everything right there. I'm no shame with it.
Yeah, no. This is a shame-free zone on this show. Like I love.
I know. I feel vulnerable but safe, you guys.
That's good. Listen, like
calculator here too. Check that out.
Why is it not on your wrist though?
It's
it
not
is right now. Look.
It's like all I do is this. I'm like, hey,
it's on my wrist. It's on my wrist now.
You gotta press buttons when people are being like, oh, I don't know, what's 3 times 12? Like, I gotta beat them. Like, I gotta be like, look how cool I am. Like, so I just right here. I don't got time for button pressing.
That thing's so small. You need your little tweezers to press the buttons.
What do you think I do? I have to carry. I have a tweezer holster further up my arm.
You just put it behind your ear like a cigarette.
We are getting the real inside scoop on Cat here right now. So
I know, man.
I'm loving it though. I'm absolutely loving it. Like you've definitely made me like hit a peak of where I'm like, man, maybe I get into miniatures and realize that there's math and I want nothing to do with it, but I still appreciate them big time. But like, so like you said, everything shrinks differently. Is there like a kind of average percentage that things shrink by, or is it just like all trial and error?
That's the thing, is that a lot of the miniature stuff, it's like so trial and error that the math actually like doesn't matter after a while. And other than getting the initial dimensions,
yeah,
it doesn't matter after a while. And of course, each material you're using has different shrinkage. Some expand. Like it all depends on what you're using. But with Sculpey particularly, that is, you can kind of calculate how much it's going to shrink, but it depends on how thin the thing is. So again, like, you just have to play around with it and until it works. And then resin is like a whole. Sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, so like resin is like a whole nother thing. Like, yeah, shrinkage, as many gentlemen will know, is tough to predict.
This is true. Sometimes it's not so tough to predict. But
and much like miniatures, it's temperature based. So there you go.
Deckin Around, ladies and gentlemen, Deckin Around.
Oh, they already know. So here's my question. Please, we had Wes Barker on here for like a half hour.
Talked about like vibrators. Yeah, dildos and vibrators. Wes Barker.
Wes Barker.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me say that again. Wes Barker.
Yes, Wes Barker.
But so here's the thing. Are there such thing as mini miniatures?
Yeah, I have mini miniatures. I will bring them out. They're actually in the magic shop. They were the tiny mini minis. Hold on.
So there is a mini, but is there a mini?
Oh my God. I feel like you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night being like, "But are there mini minis?"
Chad said he's getting uncomfortable.
Just this like thought Mobius strip of just like never-ending minis.
Right.
So like these are minis. So these are minis that go inside minis. So this is a tiny bedroom for inside a mini.
Oh, that's a whole bedroom.
That's so cool.
And then this is a tiny miniature living room with a fireplace and a funky little mid-century modern chair.
Oh my god.
So yeah, there's minis. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a mini for these. Who knows?
I want a mini toilet.
You know what? Amazon has got you covered there. They actually sell 100-scale toilets. So.
Oh my god.
Like a mini toilet. That's great.
I can't even with that one with the toilets. Like, sure, why not?
Good night, everybody.
I mean, listen, if you could make a flushing one, that would be amazing.
That would be cool.
A fully functioning miniature toilet.
I feel like
You could put like a mini poop in there. You could put like a mini poop in there.
You could put a mini poop in that.
Tyler.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Griffin says, "Don't drop your dice in there."
Oh my god, put like a mini cell phone in the toilet.
I'm writing that down. That is public. I do not have to pay royalties for that idea. That is public domain. I got that.
Like I said, I'm never gonna make a miniature, but I can't wait to see your miniature toilet with the cell phone in it. So.
You gotta make the water yellow though, because that's the only time it's really bad.
Oh my!
I always wondered who uses their phone while they're peeing. How do you drop
two phones in the toilet?
How?
I think a lot of times people are pulling down their pants and it falls out of their back pocket.
I know. I was just tired and I dropped it
in their back pocket. Guys don't do that.
I know.
What? Back pocket?
Yeah, guys don't. Yeah, nothing goes in the back
Girls,
pocket.
women put cell phones in their back pocket. My mom actually did the exact thing. I did it one time, but it like ricocheted off the toilet and onto the floor, and I was like, "This is my luckiest day of all time." I bought a Powerball ticket right after that, and it wasn't my luckiest day of all time.
You used all your luck on the toilet cell phone. Oh, man, you know, I've dropped it in there, but standing, and it was because I was texting one hand and I wasn't paying attention. And it was like I was groggy and tired and it just fell in.
You were groggy, tired while peeing and not paying attention.
Yeah. Like every morning at 7 a.m. Like that's how it goes. And the phone just landed in the toilet.
Chad Long, I feel high.
I feel high.
Because he's laughing. It's because he's laughing so much.
Chad, that's the after party. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god! I mean, listen. Where do you think a conversation about miniatures is ever going to go? We're talking about a fascinating thing here that just is inevitably going to lead to like off the wall discussion. So,
toilets. No, everything devolves into toilets.
But I have to say, I still am back to miniatures because I still have many questions here.
We're never getting off minis.
I mean,
that's it, man.
You know what? I didn't think we were going to have to start a miniature podcast, but it may be that we just need to start. It's going to be Deckin Around, where we interview magicians, cardists, deck designers, and miniature artists.
That's it, man. Trailblazing.
But like, yeah, like, and I'm guessing so. Like the clear stuff, it's not. Is it like plastic, or is it also like something that becomes translucent?
It's sorry, my dog is whining in the background. It's resin. It's 2 times resin. It's a long pour or a deep pour resin and a UV resin, and then also I use a lot of nail polish.
Okay,
smart.
And clear nail polish and stuff like that to like build it up. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn like with this little thing like really how to like sculpt it instead of like I did a miniature resin pour table. Like just for the hell of it, and
that's really cool.
So I've been really actually, let me grab that because that is actually awesome.
That sounds really awesome. Yeah.
Hold on one sec.
Yeah, you know what else she can use? I'll wait till she comes back.
Oh, thanks, Steve. You left me really hanging there.
I don't want to say it without her being here. It's a good idea. She can.
Those resin pour videos though, like on Instagram, blow my mind every time. I'm just like, man, this looks so cool.
Yeah.
All right, so this
You
is
know
like
what?
Oh, that is
Oh,
so dope.
so cool.
That is so dope.
but this is not I wasn't happy with like the legs or a couple things on it, but like this is the UV resin.
That is so dope.
So, and I tried to like do a little texture on the underneath so it looks like water.
Nah, that's really cool. You could always, if you're really not happy with the legs, you could always knock the legs off and make it like a piece of wall art instead.
Totally. I actually was gonna just blunt the legs on this one because I think it would just look best with the straight legs rather than the tapered. So I'm gonna try and just kind of chop the ends off and see how it goes.
That is
But
so
I like resin is a pain in the ass because you get it wrong, like that's it. Like
Yeah.
you have to throw the whole thing away, and you have to mix like with 2-part resin, which I hate. You have to mix it like pretty exactly, otherwise it will stay tacky forever and it like won't dry.
Yeah.
And also it takes like 10 hours to dry. So like by the end of that 10 hours, you're like, oh great, my piece is trash. So yeah.
Are you ready for this idea? Are you ready?
Sorry?
Are you ready for this idea?
No, but go ahead.
I don't know if this is going to be a great idea. I don't know if it's something you can use, but you know how manicurists use that acrylic nail stuff?
Yeah.
Can you use that?
It's essentially the same. That is more of like a plastic resin, but it's essentially the same stuff. It's especially if it's UV curing.
Yeah,
a lot of
use that stuff
like this
make-
UV resin is like analogous to the stuff that they use in nail salons. And actually, I do use I use more polishes than the acrylic set, but like what I use to sculpt this is actually really close to what you're talking about with the nails.
My mom's a manicurist, so I know that stuff.
Oh, she is? Oh, that's cool.
I grew up with that stench.
Oh yeah, man. That's a rough smell too. It's like
it probably explains a lot of the reasons why I am the way I am now.
Oh, bless.
So
I'm like, thanks, Mom.
No polish on it.
So now, when you're doing all the work with the resins and everything, are you like using like a mask or a ventilator, or just?
I tried to do it under my kitchen fan.
Okay.
But it stays away from me. With I tried to get resins with really low fumes, I guess, like with low fumes.
Yeah.
You do get it, but I tend to work in places that are like pretty ventilated, and then I have my fan, and so I'm pretty good. I haven't really had to use. I use like a mask with like a spray adhesive, or if I'm like spray painting something or something like that's gonna get everywhere, but not so much with the resins.
All right. So I have to say, so far we're into we're 2 hobbies in and some television here. I already feel underaccomplished compared to you for pandemic here. I haven't made any miniature anythings. What other hobbies have you gotten into now?
Let me think. So we talked about the we're not going to talk about the watercolors.
Yeah, I left that one off for you.
I got really into. I used to like make a lot of like stupid zines and stuff like that when I was younger, like childhood, first part of high school, and I made another one that I sent to my friends, and it had all of these like paper crafts in it, and like I did a Halloween edition. So I've been like really getting back into kind of putting my ideas out. I mean, it was when what is happening? It was when I kind of got off social media for a while, and I was like, I need a way to get validation for these things. I still need people to tell me that I'm special. So I did these little newsletters that it literally like had links to these things in there and what I'd be doing and movie reviews for Halloween and stuff like that. And I really enjoy doing stuff like that. So I'm working on another one right now.
That's really
I just send them out to I'm sorry everybody, I just send them out to like 10 people because they're so expensive. But yeah, I really like doing that and getting into paper crafts. I got a silhouette cutter. I was kindly gifted a silhouette cutter.
Nice.
And so I'm like going insane on that thing. Like my whole house is covered in vinyl stickers.
Now, are you gonna take a bunch of miniature, I guess, gimmicks, tricks, or whatever, and do an actual show with them? That would be dope.
I don't know. I might. That may have been an idea for the future that you just like read out of my mind, but yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. because actually, yeah, because there's things like I was talking about, like the zombie ball, and I showed you like the linking rings and things like that. But I've got a little cup and ball set. I have all kinds of different stuff, so I'm going to start kind of showing more and more of that stuff coming up. Yeah,
that'd be dope. It'd be cool to see that. I'd be down to see that.
Yeah, I can't even imagine like that's gonna be tough but amazing.
Especially if you have like a little puppet or something that does the tricks. You don't even have to create a miniature thing. It's like
do you have a mini puppet?
I don't, but I do love puppeteering, and I have my.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Sorry.
No, please. This is by far one of my top 3 favorite shows at this point.
Don't tell Jackson that.
Jackson gets the number 1 position for longest. That is so cool. Oh my god.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, jeez.
So this actually brings up a great segue. We may have heard earlier that you were very good at doing impressions as well.
Not bad, but
sorry. Yeah, I'm not bad.
You can keep going with
You
it.
keep doing that. That's great.
I'm not bad. I do like a mean Bart Simpson. I can replicate like pretty. I'm like a good mimic. Like I can replicate.
Look, can you do a couple for us?
Yeah, I'll do the Bart rap.
Okay.
I feel.
She has to get in character.
yo, hey, what's happening, dude? I'm the guy with a rep for being rude, terrorizing people wherever I go. It's not intentional, just keeping the flow. Fixing test scores to get the best scores, dropping banana peel all over the floor. I'm the kid that puts delinquency in art. Last name Simpson, first name Bart.
That is
ridiculous. Just like him.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Look out, Nancy Cartwright. I'm coming for you.
That is so good.
Yeah. We got people are like super pumped about that. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
Now, where does that rap come from? Does he actually like say that?
There was a Bart rap. It was actually a #1 hit in the UK for a while. It's called It's called.
Of course,
Do
it
the
was.
Bartman.
Interesting.
And it was like a huge deal. And I used to be very popular when that rap came out.
That's amazing. I want to hear more. I used to be able to do Cotman really well, but you have to like yell. See, you have to yell it though. Like you can't do it without yelling.
Everyone's like, "Do your Cartman," and I'm like, "No, there's people around."
Yeah. I'm in the library.
The Cartman's just not quiet. That's why.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Do your Cartman, Steve. Do it.
No, I can't. I got like people around. I haven't done it in ages. I definitely won't be able to.
That's not true.
Okay,
That's
so
not true. We were
you
doing
owe me a
Cartman and Mr.
recording.
Hanky the other day.
You owe me a recording of Shimmering
Okay.
and your Cartman.
All right. Well,
okay.
maybe I'll give you the Cotman on the after show.
There you
Okay.
go. Steve was lying because we always go into random Cartman and Mr. Hanky sometimes. So
Yeah, but I only do it at certain. He's the Mr. Hanky, but I can only do it when I can like yell.
you can yell. No one's home.
You
Go
can
for
do
it. Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I'll have to work up to it. I'll have to practice again.
I feel like we're making like Steve shy on this show.
I
I've
know.
never seen
that. Definitely not gonna happen.
On you, Steve. Come on, show us your talents.
I've already showed my talents. My drawing. It's right here.
Steve showed his playing card box before.
That's my talent.
Support you, Steve. You're very talented.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, so how did you get into impressions? Was that just like stumbled
It's
across?
always just something I've done since I was a kid, just to kind of. I guess it was like just to get attention as a kid. Like most things kind of start as getting attention as a kid.
Yeah.
And I just literally think it's just, and also being an only child, which, explains a lot, you guys. I know everybody's like, oh, yeah, I get it now. Yeah, I get it now. But yeah, just.
That would explain why the dog doesn't want to lay with you.
Oh my god.
Because maybe 9 out of 10 times he'll lay with you, but like all day long, he's probably like, no, I can't do it right now.
No, you don't understand. It's a thing. It's like a whole thing. Like it's just been moving. She's just like my roommate who has just like had enough with me at this point. Like just enough. Like she's like, do you really have to sing 9 to 5 in the kitchen while you're making coffee every morning? Is that essential? Like she's just.
That's hilarious. hilarious.
Done with me.
Matt is asking for more impressions.
Give us more.
I can't even. You got my Bart. That's a good one. That's so funny that you mentioned Mr. Hanky because I got to give Mr. Hanky, which you just heard.
Yep.
Mr. Hanky. Best character ever.
I'm good at singing with different voices. Like I do a really good Gwen Stefani, but I'm very hesitant to do that.
Let's do it. Well, not let's. I don't know what let's means, but
Let's.
do it.
I feel like if I do it, it's not going to sound right because I'm trying. You know what I mean?
Trying.
So, oh man, now Matt's like, please. God
Matt's like,
damn it.
Gwen, do it.
All right. Listen,
Aaron said you're a fantastic singer.
stop encouraging them. I'll get you later, Aaron. I know where you live. All right. Let me see. I might not be good, you guys. It's just so when I'm by myself or one time me and my friend cruised around Hollywood singing to people on the sidewalk, and that was really fun. I could do it then, but let's see if I can do it now.
You know what you do? If you don't feel like it's good, just go into a bot at the end. That way.
Go into a what?
Nice. Very nice.
I think he said Bart, but
Oh, go into a bar at the end. Okay.
that Boston accent.
See, I like how Tyler talks to me so much. He can
I can translate now.
for me.
Yeah, I know. I need a Steve the English translation, please. Can you turn on the subtitles?
Oh my gosh.
All right, let me see. Oh, I'm just a girl. I'd rather not be. Oh my God, I forgot all the words. Oh, I've had it up to here. Oh my God, it's so bad. I was shaking the whole time. Hold on.
Here's the funny thing. We're asking her to do a bunch of stuff with her voice, and before the show, she's talking about allergies that's totally screwed with her voice.
My voice hurts so bad. I was talking about I had a massive reaction to my mom's cat just kind of moved in with me here, and I had a huge reaction to him this morning. And I kind of had to get on the phone a few times. Every time I was on the phone, I had maybe 10 minutes of good voice, and then it started. You can get, it's happening. We summoned it. It's happening.
A horse?
I mean, it's probably because we made you do Cartman and sing and all these
So
strings.
you nailed each one of them. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm allergic to cats too. Yeah, I'm not a cat person.
I was never allergic to cats, and then I was away for them for a really long time, and now they're back. I'm so allergic. I touched one of them, and my hand was hives.
That's crazy.
My face, my eyes were there was little hives all around my eyes, and then my throat and my nose were just
Wait, you had hives around your eyes? Did you eat mango?
I had them all around here. Yeah, it was horrible.
Did you eat mango?
No, is that a thing?
Oh, yeah, so the skin of mango is in the same family as poison ivy and poison oak, right? So you're either allergic to it or you're not. So a lot of people, which I didn't know at the time, but a lot of people will kind of
chew on the mango. Yeah.
Scrape off the mango that's left on the skin. And I used to do this, and I didn't, and my lips broke out, and literally my eyes and my ears. And I thought it this was one summer, probably about 10, 15 years ago. I thought it was because I was eating a lot of strawberries or whatever. And then what happened is I stopped eating mangoes, and then I ate them again, and it happened. I'm like, oh my God, it's mangoes. I looked it up, and it's literally some people are allergic to mangoes.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely not mangoes. It's definitely it's a mango-shaped and colored cat, but it's not mangoes. It sucks. So I took a Benadryl this afternoon, and I woke up at 2 p.m. In this, oh my God, did I miss the live stream?
Who was saying that the other day? Oh, Bao. It was Bao. No, was it Bao? No,
Bao, yeah, Bao kept having nightmares. He kept missing the show. Yeah.
It's the worst feeling. It really is.
Has everybody liked the video yet? Come on. Come on now, guys. You got to drop a like on the video. It could be a down thumb. It could be an up thumb. It doesn't even matter.
We love it either way. But,
yeah, that's for sure.
It's funny because we have had guests sleep through parts or majorities of the show in the past. So
Guest? You mean guest? We have
Yes.
had a guest.
we've had a guest sleep through the show twice. So
That's
We love Jaspis.
such a good dude. But yeah, so it sounds like you've really taken this time during the pandemic to really get it back into a lot of things that you enjoy, though.
right. I mean, and also I've been doing magic like like as a job for like such a long time now. That it kind of like it was taking the joy out of magic a little bit, and especially when my job is working on other people's magic and creating things for other people, it gave me very little time to kind of like hone my own stuff. And then you get a little bit sick of magic, you know, like because it's every day, day in, day out. What people don't realize a lot about creative jobs is that you have to be able to turn it on. Like you can't wait until the inspiration strikes. It has to be on all the time. And you know, like with when I was filming Junk Drawer Magic, I was literally like creating we had no pre-production at all, and I was literally creating the tricks as they were filming the previous one, and then I had to direct the action as well. So it was really difficult. And when you're doing stuff like that, there's just so much pressure on you that when you get home, you're just like, you know what, like maximum I'm gonna watch like I'm gonna pop in my comfort Tom Mullica VHS. Like tops, you know, and then you kind of get sick of it, and then you start seeing all like the politics behind all of these things, and it gets really tiresome. But then once I've like stepped away from it again, and I'm not having this like forced kind of feeling, I'm just starting to fall in love with it again, and bringing it into this miniature world with me. It's really like I got to make, you know, like this magic kit with Paul Daniels, who's like one of my favorite magicians when I was a kid. It's helping me find what I loved about magic again. And, you know, like doing copies of my favorite book made me want to read that book again. And like making all of these things for my friends made me like want to investigate what other people were doing too. So it's really, I don't know, it's been so important, and it's really helped me kind of find my love of magic again. Not that I ever kind of like, actually, no, I've thought about quitting magic many times, but it's really kind of made it what it used to be again, which is really good.
Now, have you ever had
a spectator again? It's nice.
Right. Yeah. Now, have you ever had? I mean, we've talked to many, you know, female magicians about this. Have you ever, you know, has it been kind of like a process, you know, being a female in this annoyingly man-filled occupation? Have you had any issues? Have you, you know, what's that been like for you?
It's pretty much how you would expect it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I've had really, really good experiences with, you know, dudes who have uplifted me and been really nice to me and recommended me for things and hired me, because there's so many male magicians out there who are like, I think female magicians are great. Like, I really support it. Yet they won't hire one.
Yeah.
You know, they'll always hire the same group of guys. So that getting my foot in the door in that respect has been really challenging as well, because everybody just hires the same kind of guys. But now, you know, I'm starting to find my people, and it's still like I'm still, you know, one of the only women on most productions that I'm on.
Right.
I am seeing that change, thankfully, but not fast enough for me, unfortunately. But there's been a lot. Like there's been like crazy sexual harassment stuff, not always from men. There's been, you know, I mean, it's literally just what women go through. Like, to be honest with you, it's not any different than what anybody else goes through. You know, everything's so intersectional. Everybody has their things that they have to deal with as they move up the ranks. And you can either let those things defeat you, or you can be like, you know what, I'm going to figure out a way around this. And, you know, being a performer is one thing, but being behind the scenes is there's a whole nother set of difficult rules and kind of breaking this glass ceiling. And then there's also this glass cliff where a lot of times women will get called into productions when things are going wrong to kind of like pop-ins everything. And then, you know, credit isn't given there's just so much that we have to think about. And thankfully, you know, people are so hyper aware now, it's getting a little bit better. But then there's also kind of like this hesitancy to hire a woman around these guys who have been formerly, you know, accused of some funny stuff. So there's like, there's a lot of weirdness. There's been a lot of good, a lot of bad, but it's pretty much how you would expect it to be. I'm just really grateful that I've had so many good guys on my team. Oh my God, bad bangs, good guys. But I've had so many
Cat,
good
get with the program, okay?
I know, I'm such a mess, you guys.
I feel like honestly, I can't even tell. I feel like you're worrying about it way more than anyone else.
There's
is.
like things happening and splits and like static, and it's just not. Pray for my bangs, you guys. Just pray for them. But and this is a challenge too, you know, just working with this in the real world, man.
Oh,
I
please.
need help. I got all these like long.
Look at Tyler's face. Look at he's working with.
Yeah, like I didn't realize like I've never had a split end in my life until I grew a beard, and now I find them all the time, and I'm like, this is just gross. Like
I've thought about having like growing a beard because I was when I did one of these shows, I had to dress up as a male magician for one of the scenes, and I had I was thrown off some like what is his name in Tombstone? Val Kilmer in Tombstone.
oh yeah, Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. I was serving. And I had this like little goatee and a mustache on, and oh my God, you guys, like my jawline looked so good. Like I was like, you know what?
Speaking
like,
of female magicians,
the irony that maybe this is like my thing. Like I like facial hair. Like I don't know. I think it's kind of a thing. I'm a bit jealous, to be honest with you. I want a big fuck off beard too.
I mean, yeah,
hey, you could go. You can go from being a magician to a carny.
It's such a fine line already. Like,
That's true. That's true. Good point.
oh my gosh.
The bearded magic of Boult. That's exactly it.
all right, Hunchback of Notre Bolt has been struck down. It is now the bearded magic.
I'm sure you could just like create a list and go like 1 month it's this name, next month it's this name.
Well, it was kind of like that for a while, and then when I was like truly at my most ornery, I changed my name to Cat Hates Magic. And then my friend, I love him so much. My friend Jeremy Griffith was one of those dudes I'm talking about. He's one of those dudes I'm talking about. And he said to me, he was like, "Girl, you got to change that name. Like people are not getting the joke." So I literally did the bare minimum and just changed it to Cat Does Not Hate Magic.
It's a perfect name. You
Right?
know what?
I like it works. I don't.
Now, because of the proper grammar and the fact that you're sitting there and you're like, but what does that mean? It definitely draws people in because they're like, I need to know more. Why does she not hate magic?
She not hate it.
Yeah. Did she hate it at one point? That was my first question when I saw it. I'm like, did she at some point hate it and now she doesn't?
I mean, it's like a constant kind of, I have a lot of feelings for magic, as we do, you know, many things that we passionately are involved with. We have feelings of extreme love and extreme hate, and it vacillates widely. But that just proves to me that I care a lot about it. If there's moments where I really hate it, it means I care about it.
And I mean, you've stuck with it this long too. Like clearly you're passionate about it, and you really can't be passionate about something yet, like you said, if you don't experience the full gamut of emotions there.
Right.
So.
And I feel like so many people are like feel pressured to get like professional early, and it takes that feeling away, I think.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people
it strips them of development, and it strips them of growth.
Yeah, and just people like critiquing them. You know, I think a lot of people are just so into critiquing when not being asked that it's like it kind of just discourages them. You know, I know several young female magicians, or people who are starting to do a lot of magic that were really good, literally bounce out of this community because it was just too toxic for them, and they would just get
confused,
you know.
I mean, there's been situations where I've been in where it's just been super uncomfortable, and for a woman, and it might be the same for guys, I don't know about this, but it's what a really defeating thing is when you post like a trick or this move that you've been working on forever, and you've like taken so much time to do it, and you post it and it gets like 100 likes or whatever, and then you post a photo of you like powdering your nose with like a sexy dress on, and it gets like 400 likes.
Like,
we're all dealing somewhat with that dynamic, but I think for females who are trying to get themselves out there as serious performers and people to be taken seriously, like that can be like extra defeating. Where you're the photo of my shelves that I just posted got like 110 likes, which was really disappointing because I'm like, that's like 100 hours of my life right there.
It's amazingly awesome. Like
So there's so many different dynamics to navigate, and I can totally see how people would duck out, because I mean I've been doing it since I was little, so I've known the lay of the land for a while. But I'll tell you what really kind of derailed a lot of stuff for me was going to Magic Club meetings, because it started being this thing where everybody started criticizing what I was doing, whether it was to become a hero, whether it was to kind of put me down a little bit, whatever the reasons are. You get a lot of people who are like, they either want to be your savior, they want to be your mentor, they want to teach you things, but no matter what it is, even if they're falsely trying to uplift you, they're still sabotaging you. And like being involved in the magic community, it did actually hinder me for a while, but then you kind of fall in with you find your people. Yeah. And I feel like I am so lucky in the people that I get to communicate with who like me. I'm just like, these are the people that I saw on shows when I was a kid. And like, I think that part of the magic community is so beautiful that you can have people at the top who do pay attention, who see promise and can see these people at the bottom, and they're genuinely in it to further magic. And then you have these other people who are just in it to bone you, so you do find good people in magic. There are people who are really concerned with the actual experience of magic and not just being the smartest person in the room.
And we could see that. I think, Tyler and I, obviously we've interviewed, a good amount of people. And I think, you're Jeremy Griffith, you're Bao, you're Kevin Hose, I could literally name everybody that's been on the show, because I feel like they've all are pretty amazing people, but there's definitely people that we see in the community that you could just tell they're douches, and they're not uplifting people, and they're not someone who's gonna, inspire someone, especially a female or something like that, So it's good to just, like you said, keep those people around that are gonna uplift you, whether they're male or female. I think.
And you have to be careful.
You can be so toxic.
You can be so careful. I mean, and there's this whole kind of like friend zone thing. And it's like, so men and women can't just be like platonically connected. Like, I feel like that's like a whole thing too, is like when you're trying to work creatively with somebody and they're, they have this art, like they're seeing things slightly differently. It can become like a big thing in the magic community. And I think that a lot of men are comfortable with it being only men for that reason.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's,
And that's terrible too, because ultimately it shouldn't be about, let's just make this as comfortable as I can for myself so that I don't get myself in uncomfortable situations. It should be about growing the community to make it actually an inclusive community.
Right. And that's difficult though. You have to actually put effort into that. You have to have the status quo and lose some of your own power. So that's very unnerving for people.
Which is a shame though too, because people see that short-term loss and don't realize the long-term gain they get from those diverse viewpoints. Right. I mean,
well, look at what's happening with the Magic Castle right now. That's kind of it's the disease that's the symptoms have been there all along.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's a competition feeling, right? It's like a lot of it happens in comedy. You hear Joe Rogan talking about it all the time. And it's unfortunate, because, we talk to people and, so there's so many people that could come together and create amazing things together. There's so many different types of magicians. There's so many different types of performers within magic. But I feel like everybody needs to like work by themselves because it's their thing. And, they need to be more successful than the other magician.
Yeah. And there's the whole secret, like the whole secrecy thing kind of gives our industry a little bit of a different dynamic too. Because most industries don't rely on secrecy. There's tricks of the trade and they're not stealing other people's like development ideas or whatever, but we are really the only industry where complete secrecy, like what our product is, depends on complete secrecy. And that adds like a whole nother dynamic to things too, and especially I do find that it's the smartest people in the room who tend not to want to work, or the ones who want to be the smartest people in the room who tend not to work with people on just delivering a magical experience, no matter who gets the credit. There seems to be this kind of like mad cling onto credit. And I think that damages the community as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we just, we talk about it all the time. We just wish that more people would uplift, let's say. That's probably the best way to put it, rather than
magic. You're supposed to be delivering joyful experiences.
Yeah.
I feel like magic and the word joy are like synonymous.
Yeah.
Like there's dark magic. There's magic that's like really creepy, but it's still, there's like a certain level of like joy and wonder when you see that impossible thing that's happening.
Yeah.
And that is what magic is to me, not this kind of like sterile development of these tricks that are going to make you kind of look better than everybody else. Like really,
Right.
like that's kind of lousy. That doesn't say joy to me. That says that you literally just want to be better than everybody else. And
Yeah, AKA douche.
gross. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah, we could say that on this show. Can we?
I've like sworn a bunch already. I'm sorry, you guys. I
No, you're good.
Don't be sorry.
It's
You
funny.
knew you were hiring a sailor. You got a sailor.
I usually keep Steve to curse outside of like, but for the first 10 minutes he can't. And the first time you cursed was literally at 10 minutes and 21 seconds. And I know that because I looked and I was like, we're good. It's after 10 minutes.
I kind of jumped on the
Jazzing
cursing bandwagon the other day with the goat comment too.
Yeah, that 24-hour live. Whatever. 24 hours that got derailed clearly because we were loopy at the end of it. It was a good time.
So
Yeah.
maybe it was a good thing that I couldn't do that after all, right?
No, you would have
had a blast. Yeah. You would have had a blast. Yeah.
Next year,
Yeah,
you'll definitely.
this was the first annual, so there will definitely be a next year,
I
and
can't wait.
it's gonna be next level compared to this year. We already got some stuff in the works, so
You had so many cool people on that.
you know what? And like everyone was such a blast to talk to. I mean, and like you said, it really is about in the community finding your people, and a lot of the people who we had on, who you're close with and have good relationships with, we've met this past year and absolutely like love, and it's really good to see that those good people are the ones who make the effort to get out in the community, and it's not just like you happen across them just because you lucked out. Like they really put themselves out there for everyone to find them, and it's just a matter of time, which I think is so great.
Well, that's another delineating thing, is wanting to share your magic versus wanting to keep it to yourself. And those are the people, like people who aren't like, hey, let me show you a magic trick, but they're like, dude, like you got to see this like really cool thing, like who are like more, I don't know, they're more mutual about their magic. Like those are the ones that I want to jam with. Those are the ones who I just, and there was so many on that 24-hour thing. I was like, friend.
Cool, right?
And they're all like just like these wonderful sharing people. I mean, I feel like I have learned so much more from learning from my friends who haven't even like shown me a trick, but they're showing me how they do things and the way they phrase things, the way they say things, the way they write things, how they plan things, the way they write notes. I learned so much from those people outside of magic, outside of the actual tricks. Woo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so interesting because there's been so many times, and I won't speak for Tyler, but I'm sure he agrees the fact that like we've had so many people on the show that just put on clinics, just amazing information that they could literally get hundreds of dollars for what they're talking about on the show, whether it's ECAT, Alex Pandrea, whether it's Gentleman Wake, Omar. It's just crazy, like how amazing and intelligent, even Kevin Ho and the way he just looks at cardistry just blew my mind, and it's just really cool when you have people that care about what they do and that care about people at the same time, And I think that just is what is so great about this community.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the people
use magic. They literally use magic to care about people. Like
Yeah, no, for sure. And it always makes me think of, Kevin Ho and how he told us that, when he was growing up, he would kind of call Dan Buck all the time or email him and, kind of be that kid that annoys him, and Dan was always super receptive, super nice, and just, and that kind of basically Kevin's the same way. Anybody can reach out to Kevin and Kevin's all there for him. He does lives all the time. He's just very connectable into the community. And, I think it has obviously a lot to do with his experience through magic and the community, and I think if more people did that,
communities too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Jeremy calls random people like fans on Instagram, like video calls them, and makes their like life. He like I have a customer who actually messaged me. He's like, "Oh my God, Jeremy video chatted me today, and I literally was fanboying. I don't know what to do." And it just for someone to do that says a lot about that person, you know.
I fanboy over Jeremy, and he's a good friend of mine.
Jeremy is one of our favorites.
He is honestly, he's done so much for me in level upping my game, like from like stuff that he's like equipment that he's given me to like pep talks, like just everything. And I feel like he's such a pillar of our Magic community, and I literally, like, every time I'm sitting at a coffee shop with him, I like pinch myself. I'm like, I'm sitting at this table with this person who just, he's just and to be so humble and accessible and kind and all of these other things that I feel like so many of us let, like, social media and things like harden us and want it, because like I have to shut people out. Like if I get so many like fanboys and like people like just coming at me, like I have to kind of shut down a little bit. He's so open and just so, I don't know, he's just
for sure. I mean, I think it's great, you know. And I mean, Tyler and I have reached out to people, you know, and to be on the show or whatever, and there's people that read it and answer. You know, we've had a couple people say, you know, they can't for whatever reason. And that's great that they respond. But you have people that read it and don't respond, you know, and you're just like,
that's wild.
Crazy. But you have people who are bigger, like more well known and more out there that
we're probably getting 10 times many like messages. Well,
you would think they're the ones that wouldn't respond, but they're the ones that actually respond, you know, like
it's funny how that happens. I think there's a security thing about it too, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Again, smartest person in the room versus magical experience. I swear to God, you can really put people into two camps in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, some people care about the industry, and some people care about themselves. You know, and that's kind of what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people. The thing that gets to me is when people kind of do like super weird, selfish stuff, and then act like it's like on behalf of the industry. Like that's really weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just.
I just have bobas left.
Go get yourself a spoon.
I'm not doing it.
We're not gonna.
I already did
well, I'm not gonna have her like pour them in her mouth.
I
mean, go for it. Again, there's no shame on this show. If you really are craving boba, go for it.
You know what you could do? You could just like stab a straw in one of them and then just use it that way.
I was thinking about doing that, like making like a straw kebab with like the boba. You know, exactly. I was thinking about that. I just don't want to do it in front of anybody because I know it's going to be tragic.
This is when you do one of these. You like do it off camera and then you go, and then you do. That's what you do. Kevin Ho says snort them.
Sir, snort. Wait.
Kevin.
Don't give her any ideas, Kevin.
I love it, Kevin.
Snort them. I'll do it, Kevin.
You know what? Speaking of snorting, we completely almost forgot about
Good
the
call.
Oh!
Cat was in there like, I don't know where this is going, but...
That's right. Speaking of sniffing, on the show, we make people sniff their underarm. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, I know we mentioned this tradition to you earlier about, you know, we had a previous guest who had been on who is known for sniffing decks of cards, and you graciously agreed to sniff a deck of cards. So, do you have...
I like how she just pops up every once in a while.
I mean, you know what? You just...
She's eating her boba. She's taking my advice and eating her boba.
Yeah, we're not going to judge.
So does it have to be a sealed deck or can it be an open deck?
Whatever you have available is perfectly fine.
If you have a sealed deck, that would be even better.
Red wheels? I love that.
I have sealed decks, but I kind of don't want to open.
And that's fine.
Then don't open it.
Use the red wheels. The red wheels are such a fun deck, though, too.
Yeah, you don't have to open it.
I just go wild and just open these.
That's the
Blood Knight.
Was it, or was it the X?
Oh, wait, was that the X? I don't know. I couldn't tell.
It was Blood Kings.
There you go.
I thought it was I actually thought that was the reserves, but those are not in this thing.
I like how I said Blood Knights, but it was the Blood Kings.
Let me see. Oh, hey. Let's do
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Jeremy Griffith.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the angel.
Speak of the angel. All right, so what do I got to do? I just got to sniff these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
open it up, sniff it.
If I find out that this is some kinky bullshit and I end up on some kind of weird Deckin Around OnlyFans, I'm gonna be so mad and I'm gonna demand royalties. If you make any money off of this, I'm not gonna be mad.
Hold on. This is for Stu, so I wouldn't doubt that it isn't kinky bullshit. Like, to be honest, but we have nothing to do with it.
And there will be no money made off it on our behalf. Also, though, that tells me
this is like third-party porn. Great.
It also tells me where your mind goes to it, though, because that thought has never crossed my mind. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh shit, that could be a real thing.
See,
No,
we have to think about this.
Man, there are definitely probably OnlyFans of people just sniffing weird stuff. Like,
Oh, that's probably true, huh?
yeah.
Dude, if any of my old bosses, if David Blaine gets like a video of me sniffing cards and they're like, look what your former employee is doing,
I am sure that he has sniffed cards before.
I'm sure.
Just always.
Yeah.
We're all card sniffers at heart. Who am I kidding? So what do I have to? I have to
Sniffing a deck.
Do I have to sniff a deck with an E? I have to sniff a deck. Do I have to describe it? Like what?
If you want.
You want?
If
Yeah.
you want.
You can just be like, oh, it smells nice.
I'm getting like there's like a hint of sandalwood.
Nice.
I'm getting some like roasted walnut.
It's a very aromatic
Good
deck.
legs on it. Good legs on it.
Good legs.
It smells like cards. It smells like cards, guys.
Really? Oh, okay.
Now I'm invested. Now I'm like, is there something?
She's like opening it up.
Yeah, I'm like, is there different? Does the empty?
So different deck.
Actually, it smells different.
You can give it a little. You can give it a little.
The riff, like the little.
This smells a little bit like Gap in like 2000, like a Gap changing room in 2002. It's not a bad smell. They had those solid scents at the time that they would keep right next to the changing room, so it smelled like the solid scents.
Ew.
Not like a dude's changing room, like a lady, soft, beautifully scented lady changing room.
I don't know if that even exists in Gap. Come on.
Gap was once a classy place.
Yeah, like 2002, man. Like I was all about that Gap life. Me and my cargo pants. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I used to work at Abercrombie, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Gap was like the stepchild of Abercrombie. It's like that's where everybody goes to buy their cheap shit.
I used to love the Abercrombie, how they would have like the naked teenagers standing outside. I was like, this America, like we got to talk. Like this is
that was where it all started going downhill.
That is where they got in a lot of.
How did you stand all the music in those stores?
Let me tell you something. So like there's. I think that whoever owned it, who was it, Mike Abercrombie or whatever his name, John Abercrombie. So I think he was into like scientific studies or something, because it made me think of like I'm in some room with my eyes like open, I listen to music. It was kind of creepy.
It was all just like a multi-billion-dollar social experiment.
Yeah,
I think funny watching all the miserable parents in there. I love like sticking my head in, and you just see like the dad in the corner being like, "Get me out of here."
Parents never came in. Like they would literally wait outside. The kids would go in, they'd buy whatever they wanted, and they left. There was always
like a nightmare. I never bought anything there. I couldn't bring myself to even step inside.
That place.
I used to spend my whole check there. It was crazy. I remember my friend Nate. My friend Nate and I, every Saturday, we would go to the food court, because it was in a mall, obviously. We would go to a food court, and we would basically scout for girls that wanted to work at Abercrombie.
Oh my god.
It was terrible. Yeah, I mean,
really
knowing that.
Oh my god. It's like
that's how they recruited you, like literally. That's how our Abercrombie recruited.
Horrible.
It was terrible. Like, obviously, thinking about that now, I'm just like so bad, But back then, I was like, but let's go, Nate. Let's go look.
You get like a recruitment bonus at least or something?
No, of course not. Well, I mean, the bonus was you get to hang out with like beautiful women all the time. It was terrible.
While you worked at Abercrombie. Oh my god, I love this show because I learn new things about Steve.
What?
I said I love this show because I learned new things about Steve. Oh my god,
That's old Steve. That's not new Steve.
you did wear an Abercrombie like hoodie not too long ago, though.
Dude, I haven't had Abercrombie in probably 20 years, and my girlfriend just bought me a couple Abercrombie things. But you can't tell they're Abercrombie. They have like a mini moose on it. It's not like Abercrombie anymore. Cat's like,
Yeah, I was like, well, I was thinking because the moose, like, I like that kind of like subtle branding where it doesn't say like Abercrombie over the front. But I feel like it's funny because like there's like the Lacoste alligator, and then there's like the American, like, and they all use those like little,
the little like embroidered
hairy. Yeah, it's
Here,
very.
I have it right here.
Let's have a look. Fashion show.
Oh, it kind of looks like with the blur. It looks like a rip on the polo horse.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah,
It looks like
kind of cute though. I like that.
It's a mini moose.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
not
the
bad.
mini moose. Mini moose is also really fun to say. Mini moose.
Matt said he's not getting paid to be a walking advertisement. But that's the cool thing. You don't know what that is. It just has a little moose on it.
That's what I like.
The walking advertisements I like are like the ones that say jujitsu on it.
I miss seeing things like FUBU.
Like, oh god.
Ooh. Are FUBU still going?
Yeah,
Oh, are they?
yeah, it's still they got bought.
By who?
It's still a brand.
Target. Target.
FUBU by Target.
They got bought out by Gerbeau. Remember Gerbeau?
FUBU by Isaac Mizrahi.
Actually, it looks like they may. Oh no, it's still owned by Damon John. So didn't get bought, and yet still
That's a long
active.
time.
But they shifted. They now consider themselves contemporary sportswear. I guess that's
Interesting.
maybe what it was before. They just didn't have a name for it at the
I was
time.
like, what was it before? Like, I remember it being kind of like sports
Horrible
jackets
clothing.
and stuff like that.
Did they make sneakers?
They did like hoodies and jackets and sweats and stuff like it.
Oh, didn't they do sneakers too?
I don't know if they ever did
I
sneakers.
don't remember sneakers.
Huh.
But like I always would have considered it like loungewear.
Interesting.
But like
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah, I don't know. Sweatpants to me are always loungewear. Like it's just how it goes.
Are none of us
Speaking
wearing
of
sweatpants?
loungewear, I don't think I've taken off sweatpants in the past 10 months.
I was going to ask you, are you guys wearing jeans yet? I put on jeans today, guys.
I saw that because we saw it in the mirror.
I was going to say, I knew that this would happen, so I decided to put on pants as opposed to the onesie I was wearing yesterday.
That's a great onesie though. I literally was like, man, I need to get myself a onesie, and then I'm like, no, I'm not that far down the COVID hole.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you guys, I need to show you something. It's really important.
Is it another onesie?
It kind of is, actually. Wait, where is it? Did you put it in a laundry basket already?
Maybe your roommate has it.
Okay, so
Your roommate.
the onesies that I was wearing yesterday, they're sweatpants, and they're called FJs, right? And they have little footies in them, right? So it's sweatpants attached to footies thing. But wait, what if my feet are feeling claustrophobic or sticky or hot? We got your answer right here, folks. There's a split in the bottom of the foot. So if you put your foot straight through the bottom, you can roll the sock up or the footy part up underneath, and it's like instant sweatpants. And they're literally the best $45 I have ever spent in my entire life.
It's creepy. The fact that you have to push your foot through a hole is kind of creepy.
Yeah, that to me sounds a little like weird. Maybe it was just the delivery of like the explanation.
It's like
I don't like it.
sweatpants are like giving birth.
They like give birth to your foot.
Yeah, it is actually.
The whole
bit like that.
folding thing kind of sounds like doesn't sound good to me. Like the whole.
I mean, that's honestly, that's on you guys. Like, that's on you.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm looking at the website. They do look insanely comfortable.
They're so cool. And then the thing is I am really
I'll
bad.
top of my Abercrombie.
I'm so bad at like keeping socks together. Like, it's just not a talent of mine. I don't even have to think about socks with those things because they're attached to the
Just
bottom.
go with them. So now, are the bottoms like grippy or?
No, they're
Okay.
not grippy, which is a little bit unfortunate on wood, but also you can do a mean pirouette in them. So,
All right. So But you'll also
Here's
probably
what I
eat
think.
shit at some point, so
Those footy pajamas usually stink.
you just gotta wash
Only
it.
if you don't wash
Yeah.
them.
I
Here's
know, but
the other thing about
the fabric of them just smells. Even like you said, what if your foot's sweaty? If your foot's sweaty, chances are the footy are gonna smell, and then you're just gonna roll it all up in there.
no, but then
Yeah.
you just immediately wash it. Like,
Just wash it.
yeah,
Can't do it.
you don't wait until it smells to
Steve-
wash it. You wash it after you wear
Dude,
it.
we're gonna have a conversation offline about washing things and footies.
No, I
okay?
watch it. That's the point. I
We're
can't
gonna-
have
we're
like,
gonna have a talk about this because there's a fundamental thing that is not happening here that we need to talk about. Okay, I'll get with you. Don't worry about it.
I wear only smart wool socks. Only smart wool socks because they're super comfortable. If I want, instead of shoving my foot through, I just take my socks off.
I just don't wear socks in the house.
I hate socks. Like,
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not a socks person. I like after not wearing socks for like days. That time you have to like go out and put shoes with socks on is like torture.
oh, it's the worst. Like we're like feet jail.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Feet gel.
Yeah. I am intrigued by these FJs.
Yeah, man. I like honest to God. Like I got mine when I lived in Santa Cruz because I was constantly going to the beach and stuff. And
And you wore
I'm
these to the
stoked
beach.
on them. I've had them for a long time and they do not smell.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's probably because of the slit in the bottom helps the foot air out a little bit, so it's not as bad. But
No, there's actually a ventilation system built into the pants with like tiny air conditionings in the butt area, and with like it's got like all kinds of hoses at the bottom and like an air reuptake system, and then there's even like a button for circulation, so you can just have it recycle within your pants. Man,
So if you fought, you don't knock yourself out.
it's like an emergency vent system just like blows out the ass.
Good lord. I'm gonna stick with my little moose sweatshirt and my actual socks. And if I ever want, I'll just take them off.
Yeah, no, this is why I'm sticking with my plaid pajama pants for today.
that's weird. That's weird. Y'all weird. Y'all missing out.
I am intrigued by the FJs.
Honestly, give him a chance. Like, don't listen to Steve. Give him a chance.
I mean, like I would.
You can't listen to me. This kid has cut off sweatpants shorts.
I do. I got.
That's right. That's right.
I got no shame about it. I love those things. They're the most comfortable shorts I own. I wouldn't wear them out in public anymore, but at some point in time, I probably did. So
I was like, never say never, man. You never. Shit could get weirder. We don't know.
like, dude, I'm
Something happened. His next door neighbors see him walk out with his like.
I used to get my mail in a bathrobe. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even care. I got no shame about it. I used to get my mail in a bathrobe, like just how it is.
I do too, man. My neighbors are perfectly comfortable seeing me in all manner of states. So
See, I also live in a condo community, and my mailbox is maybe like 800 feet away. So I just walk down the street in a bathrobe to get my mail. I'm just like, whatever.
I have to walk out to the street on my bit. There's a family who lives across the street from us, and they're like, it's a huge family. There's like 20, 30 grandkids there, and there's always somebody outside when I'm out there with like my disgusting smelly footy sweatpants on, and a t-shirt that's like exactly the same color, and like some kind of thing covering whatever this is, and they're just like, "Hey, Cat, how's it going?" And I'm like,
She's like,
"Hi." like there's that recluse from across the street. Like I swear to God.
I don't even own a bathrobe, nor will I ever own a bathrobe.
What do you got against bathrobes?
Man,
I just can't do them.
there's two kind of bathrobes you need. One of them needs to be like a fake satin one, and the other needs to be terry cloth. And they're
Agreed.
both amazing. Yeah.
Agreed. Tyler, we are on the same clothing. We are on the same leisure wear team, I see.
100%.
You guys have fun with that. You guys have fun with that. I have standards. Let's say.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Is there a way we can turn Steve off this
We
and
can,
it just be
actually.
Tyler and Pat from now on?
Absolutely.
You totally can.
Oh my
Can you
god.
figure that out?
Steve,
Oh, I
You
thought
guys
that
can
the
do
rest
the
of
show in
everybody-
bathrobes.
everybody just sign off now because we're just going to be talking about FJs for the rest of the time we have.
Tyler can do the
Steve's not
show
gonna
in
be there.
bathrobes. That'd
Oh
be
my
perfect.
dude, I'm gonna tell you, I would 100% be down for like a bathrobe review podcast.
Robing around. Let's go. Robing
Robing
around.
There you
What
go.
we're doing next. There's no clever pun to that, but we're doing it.
Oh my god, dude, bathrobes are the
Matt
greatest.
said he's with me.
I'm with you, Steve. All right, that's fine. It's 2-2 right now. I think that's fair. And here's the thing, though. The great thing about loungewear is you can wear whatever makes you comfortable because no one's usually around in it. Again, I was about to say I don't go out in a bathrobe, but clearly I have already.
I was like, you don't lie to us.
don't go to
You
the
already know.
store, but I don't go to the store in a bathrobe. So, like, you know, I wouldn't do that. I would go to the store in pajamas probably at this point. COVID's
I would.
gotten rid of all the rules, but as long as I have pockets. So,
Especially with face masks on because
Oh,
like
yeah.
like nobody knows me anymore. It's so
Yeah.
great. I wish I honestly like I love Magic Live and stuff, but it's really difficult getting from like one side of the convention to the other because people keep recognizing and talking to you. I would love it if next year at Magic Live, even if masks aren't allowed, it's still mandatory mask enforcement just so I can go about my fucking business.
Yeah, my girlfriend actually said when the pandemic hit, the fact that like she could wear a mask, no men would like say, "Oh, smile," you know.
Yep.
It's
It's so nice. Oh,
yeah, you don't have to talk to people, you don't have to smile at them, and you know, there's some good things about COVID.
so, I love the mask.
Yeah, I like smiling at people too, and I realize now that if I'm out in public, and this happened to me the other day, I was at Bed Bath & Beyond, and I was walking down the aisle.
He was at Bed Bath & Beyond buying a bathrobe.
I was not buying a bathrobe. I have my bathrobes on lock, but I was out in Bed Bath & Beyond, and I was walking down the aisle, and I made eye contact with the woman, and I smiled, just because I always smile when I make eye contact with someone, because it's a nervous reaction, and I realized that she couldn't see my face, and it just looked like I was staring, and I was like, oh my god, it's so awkward. I'm like, damn. So
I've been doing this a lot, like trying like really hard to like get right, and you know it's like terrifying, and it's like. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you're like,
under the mask, but you really got to go for it, otherwise people can't tell.
see, my eyes are squinty already, so like when I try and smile, they don't really change.
I do. Mine are like I have really deep set, kind of very hooded eyes, so I gotta really like.
Like I can't. I feel like I can't open my eyes like a normal like amount.
No, I'm like that too.
Yeah, it's
I have,
difficult.
I have like 3 folds on my eyes, like they're like those third
Small,
eyelids.
like, close-up miniature work.
No, they're like that third eyelid that like some animals have. Like that's
like
how I feel
dog
like
the dog
my
have.
eye. Yeah.
Man,
I have these things called bags under my eyes, which are forcing the bottom of my eyes open.
that's probably what it is. Like we all need more sleep, and we'd be able to just see normal. We'd be able to smile and people would know we're smiling. Oh my gosh, yeah. COVID has made the world an interesting place across the board. So
It really
So
has.
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
Now, who has been an influence in your life throughout your like magic endeavor? Do you have like specific people that inspire you in magic?
So I think, I mean, credit where credit is due, Paul Daniels, because he was such a big deal in the UK that, you know, every Christmas, like every week pretty much, there was a Paul Daniels special, and I used to watch it a lot with my grandfather, who's also, you know, I had one grandfather who was a magic fan, and the other one like was a mad coin from ear puller. So I kind of had it from, so both of my grandfathers were a huge influence on me. And then, you know, like Tom Mullica and a lot of the more comedic magicians were huge influences on me. And now I'm older. It's been, Michael Weber has been a huge influence on me. He's been very kind, very giving with his learning. So having him as a mentor, that has been like hugely influential. And then just like a lot of my friends, a lot of the people that we've talked about already, like Kevin and Chad, and are they still on? Because they can, I'll charge them for that if they are. But a lot of those guys, like it's kind of hard to really narrow it down, because it's also been people who are non-magicians who've been really influential to me as well, because they've helped me see things from a non-magician point of view. And that just really, that feedback is the most important, because ultimately magic is not for magicians.
Right. Yeah. Kevin says, here.
Hey, there you are. It'll be $5, Kev.
Shout out to Papa Weber, he says.
Oh, Papa Weber. Yeah, Dad.
That's so funny. Yeah, I think it's always, I'm always curious to see, you know, where people pull their inspiration from, you know, whether it's creating miniatures or, magic. I think it's always cool to, see where they just kind of give props to,
It's nice to see where what they're doing comes from. Like,
Yeah.
to promote something that I am currently working on, me and my friend Simone Turkington, she's also a magician in LA. We are working, and I talked to you guys about this yesterday. We are actually working on a podcast right now. So we have magicians and comedians and artists and people who are like really good at what they do, and we refuse to talk about that, and we talk about what else they do. So it's literally called "What Else Do You Do?" And we've got some really crazy people lined up. We just did Nathan Pham, so we're hopefully going to be releasing that in the new year when all the craziness in our lives is over.
Nice.
But because I'm always so fascinated with people because they're usually really good at something else as well. Like sometimes it's almost as good as this main thing that they're doing. And that always just like intrigues me so much because there's so many times where I've sat down with magicians and they kind of fully expect to be talking about magic with me. And magic isn't my favorite thing to talk about. It's my favorite thing to witness, but it's not my favorite thing to talk about. So I really love finding out what else makes people tick. And I know that you guys do that as well because, what we've been talking about right now has really been who I am than magic, which is great. And I think it's so important to know who the people are behind it. And you can appreciate it more or decide you don't like it at all, depending on their personality. I think it's really cool what you guys are doing as well.
No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, in the social media, it's so easy to just see that one facet. And, like we talked about today, there's so much more depth to people. But the way social media is built, it's just not built to see every aspect of a person. And it's through different accounts and so tailored to specific like niches and interests and things like that. You don't ever get the full picture of a person. And it's a shame because people who you love watching their magic, like you said, they're probably really good at something else, but also you're probably just going to enjoy them as a person if you enjoy their performance and they connect to you on that level.
Right. Or they can be totally different from how you expect them to be and surprise you in another way. Like you can be like, wow, I can't believe this total douchebag writes such sweet lyrics. You know what I mean? Like, so they can be a surprise in that way as well. And all that's also really cool too. I don't know. I really think that. And also, like, I think that linking the art to the artist is actually super important because how like a lot of people are like, oh, we can enjoy the art away from the artist. I think linking the two is important because once you separate the two, you give that artist the excuse to continue on doing whatever nasty thing that they were doing. Yeah. And it perpetuates that people are allowed to act like assholes as long as their product are good. And I'm not for that. That's why I try to, when I'm doing these things, I try to hire lovely people. I try to make sure that their energy is there over the talent almost. I mean, the talent is obviously there, but I would far hire somebody who is super nice with a little less talent than an asshole who is like super talented. So
good. No, that's perfect.
I think that needs to be a thing from here on in.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's my problem is, and I've said it, I haven't said it in a while, actually. There's people that just don't care, and I have this like saying that I say when, something surprises me when somebody's being a douche and they still get support and all that stuff. And I always say, there's still people that listen to R. Kelly, right? And it's like, I haven't said that in a while. And some people just don't care, and I think it's sad, but I know people can separate someone's way of being with the product that they give, and for me, I can't do that. No. Every time I look at that product, I don't want to think of, oh, this person's a douche, So I want to support people that are good people that care about the community and care about what they're doing rather than people that only care about themselves,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
100%. We shouldn't reward people who are good at one thing but terrible otherwise.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Right.
100%.
And Chad is still here. He did chime in. He goes, AKA douche.
Oh, dope. I got $10.
I got I'm glad you're keeping a running tally, though.
Oh, yeah. No, every number is being written down right here.
Oh, my God.
That's hilarious. We should. Did we get any questions from the chat? You know, if I mean not from the chat here, but from Cat's little.
Oh yeah, check
Instagram.
those out.
We had some questions related to. Let me go pull it up real quick.
I'm just gonna be here doing my bangs. Whatever's happening here.
I feel like if you didn't focus on them, they just would do their own thing and you'd be fine. But
That's the problem, though, is that they do their own thing, and I hate it. And also,
I don't know how bangs work.
they're so long right now because I was like, it's probably not a good idea to trim my bangs like right before a podcast, in case I like Haley Mills from Parent Trap myself again, and it comes out all wrong. Because it's easier to brush long bangs aside than it is to hide a totally messed up front.
Just bend them back and put them up top.
You
Somebody
know,
wants to know what's the name of your podcast.
Nobody wants to see my 5 head.
Somebody wants to know the name of the podcast, your podcast.
It's called What Else Do You Do? And it's going to be coming out in January.
Awesome.
So,
And it's going to be so much fun not talking to people about what they do great.
I think
That's cool.
It's fun though, because again, like you said, you really get to know the person then. And I think from that perspective as well, it also puts them in an interesting position because then they have to think about how to talk about something other than what they talk about all the time. It really makes people be conscious of what they're saying, which is not.
And they open up so much more because, you know, we don't know about what the other thing is, but we know about magic, you know? So when you're talking to other magicians about magic, you're gonna, you know, constantly thinking like, don't sound stupid, like all this different stuff. But when you're talking about like another passion of yours that like nobody really who's in the building or talking to you knows about, you get full reign to just like explain everything. And you can get some really cool things from people. And then the cool thing about the show is that as soon as they mention magic or something, we like shut that down. We're like, you cannot talk about that. So we've got like a little punishment system that's kind of fun. You'll have to listen to find out.
You gotta like spritz
You
them. You do with a cat. So we actually got a handful of questions here, and we got some interesting ones, and only two of them deal with magic. One of them is, who is the best Golden Girl?
Blanche, obviously. I mean, okay, no, hold on. I like Dorothy the most. I love Blanche's personality the most. I think that if I was going to be a Golden Girl, it would be Blanche because she's just the most fun. But shut up. And I think that Dorothy is actually the best Golden Girl because she's constantly called ugly and masculine. And that's actually a comment on like what B. Arthur like herself looks like. Like Blanche can walk like Rue Clanahan can walk away from slut. Betty White can walk away from stupid, but she can't walk away from physical appearance. And I think to stay in that role, to do such a good job, and to be such a fucking strong role model for women everywhere, Dorothy, me.
Nice.
Dorothy, huh? My favorite is Sophia.
I love Sophia.
I mean, that chick was like 180 years old, and she was a badass. She was hilarious.
Picture it, Sicily, 1922.
She was so funny.
All
right, what else you got?
We got, do you ever make miniature scenes with people interacting? So I know we touched on that one earlier. And
not with people yet. Not with people yet.
So keep an eye out for it.
There's a funny thing. I feel like the people kind of take away, like when I see people in the miniatures, it takes away the realism from it because I like them to look like really real. Like the videos, you know, like they look real at first. And I think when you add a human in there, it's not real anymore.
And if you had a person that looked like super, super realistic, it would almost creep me out a little bit, I think.
Yeah, there would be that uncanny valley that you go into.
Yeah, I'd be like,
nah. Something not quite right. Yeah.
Like I'm getting uncomfortable thinking about it. I'm like, nah, I like miniatures without the people.
You guys want to hear uncomfortable? You want to hear something uncomfortable? There's a lady right around the corner from us, and like literally, she has doll heads on stakes in her front yard, like in her yard.
Wait, what?
Wow.
It's so weird. Every time Leslie and I drive by it, we're like,
that's
so weird.
But at the same time, I also
like kids off your lawn.
A part of me though wants to also like become friends with her and understand why, because this is like oddly fascinating at the same time.
Yeah.
Bro, keep your enemies close, man. I mean, I just want to go steal a doll head and see what happens.
Oh my god,
that's like Toy and Be Tiles shit right there. Like that's weird.
She has a specific set of skills, and it's finding people who steal her doll heads. So watch out.
Yeah, right. She probably has, like electric shock is on him. You peel it up, you're like.
So another question we had, and this one doesn't have to do with magic necessarily. What's your favorite working miniature trick you've made?
The zombie.
Yeah.
The zombie. Yeah, it looks so cute.
All right.
Yeah, you guys will be seeing that in the video pretty shortly.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
I'm excited for that. I still want to see the rabbit in action too when you get it working properly.
Yeah, when my computer decides to recognize my Arduino board, yeah, we'll do it.
Which I think that's so fun that you're like learning Arduino just to add value to the miniature aspect.
It's so. They actually started independently of each other. I've been doing Arduino like much longer than actually a year before quarantine. I've been doing the Arduino stuff, but I was like, oh, perfect. Now I know what to do with this.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Now going on to the magic side, what was the first magic trick you learned?
That's kind of a tough one because I got the first magic set I got was kind of an old. It was my mother's magic set originally, and then it was given to me by my grandfather. Okay. And it had like the coin slide and the Chinese wallet, nice. And the flip stick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the color dice. So it was one of those. I can't remember which one it was exactly, but it was one of those. I still have them all. That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, is the Chinese wallet, is that like the 3 folding thing, and it's usually like cloth?
I think it's bifold, and it's and it's cardboard, and you put the stuff in one side, you close it, and then you open it again, seemingly on the same side, and it's gone. I can't remember. I think it's bifold, not trifold. It's been a while since I've handled it, but
I have something that's weird like that. It's like, I don't know. I have some old kind of tricks that Leslie's uncle was passed to her mom, and her mom gave it to me. So cool. It's cool to see some of that old stuff. Yeah, like this right here, super old.
Oh yeah! Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the dollar bill.
Bill, yeah.
But the coolest thing about it is that there's still $1 in it somewhere. Maybe let me turn it the other way.
Eventual dollar.
It's in here somewhere.
Someone needed some fries off the dollar menu and stole your dollar.
Leslie, give me back my $1. Anyway, it's in here somewhere. It's probably there it is. There it is.
That's always how it works.
Yeah, the second it's off screen.
Oh shit! No, I think I broke it.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
All for $1.
I'm Jewish. Leave me alone.
Ironically enough, the next question is from Leslie.
I can say that I'm really Jewish.
You are. I don't know why I'm confirming that. Everyone knows.
Thanks, Tyler.
But I was also like focused on Leslie's question, which is, what are some of your favorite moves / tricks to practice?
Oh, Leslie's my girlfriend. She asked you a question. That's cute.
That's so cool. I'm big into coins. I really like coin matrices, and I think my favorite one to do is no extras. That's a really fun one because there's literally no extras. You're working with 4 coins, and one of the moves is a tricky little bastard that I can only do about like 60%, maybe 70% of the time. But I like doing that one the most because. And it's not necessarily for people that I do that one, but I just like doing that one.
Nice.
It's real good. And then my favorite one to actually perform for somebody is a variation on inversion that I do.
Cool.
Very cool. Yep. And then the other question we had here is, what is it like being an absolute queen? I'm assuming you probably know. So
who said that?
Well, let me pull it up. I'm hoping it's someone you know, though it's just awkward. So let me.
Betty Bolt. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh God. I literally forgot how to use a phone all of a sudden. Hold on.
It happens.
I always forget how to get into the archive on Instagram now because they keep changing stuff on me. Where are we at here? I don't know if the name is Rennie or Renee Rivas. RENI_RIVAS. Maybe.
Read it. Oh. Rini, I love her.
Okay, there you go. So,
Yeah.
good.
I don't know. What is it like being an actual queen, Rini?
Hopefully, she's actually here listening to it.
She's amazing. She's a voiceover actress, just like an amazing person in general. She's got a really cool podcast too called Ring Ring.
Nice.
She's awesome.
That's really cool.
Ring Ring. What's that about?
She brings on guests in the acting and comedy world, and I'm not entirely sure. She just started it pretty recently, but I'm not entirely sure what the whole premise is. But
That's cool.
she's doing good with it.
I feel like a lot of people are creating some cool podcasts out of this crazy
And
times.
also a lot of really bad ones too.
Yeah. But that Deckin Around one is pretty poppin'.
Oh yeah, I hear good things about that. I can't wait till they invite me on eventually.
There you go.
Well, you better hope they invite you on. I don't know if you're their type.
We heard you're allowed to come on as long as you bring some Fijis for everybody.
I'm like the Fiji Santa. I'll take that.
That's fine. People are going to be watching this being like, is this like a commercial for Fijis? Like, what did we get into here?
Sponsored by Fijis.
I'm not going to lie. If they wanted to sponsor us so I had some comfy pants to wear for these things, I'd 100% be down.
Bro,
You're
I will
sweaty
definitely
Fijis.
I will do the ad if they want to sponsor us. I'm
You
down
just
with
won't
it.
wear them because of the foot things?
Dude, if they
Are
want to
you-
do an ad, I'll wear
Are
the hell
your
out of
feet sweaty? Are your feet sweaty? Don't get Fijis. They're gonna stink. Don't get Fijis.
They'll
Now
start,
Thank
you're
you
doing it.
for sponsoring this episode.
they'll start
Shimmering.
the shimmer. Yeah,
She sounds, she sounds
You
like a
get that
Jewish.
holographic shimmer.
She sounds like a Jewish mom.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
A Jewish mom from Brooklyn. That's what you sound like.
Make sure you take extra underwear with you. Do you have your underwear packed, honey? Come on now. Show me your underwear drawer. Come on, I gotta see it.
I'm
Oh goodness.
also curious now too because Kevin mentioned, he said, if you're still doing a whole show about robes, may I suggest the name Robin One Out?
Kevin!
Good lord.
Oh my God, Kevin, you're definitely my favorite.
Kevin! Oh, fuck.
He's a riot. You know the funny thing is, I want to see him say that. I don't want to see him type it. I want to see him say it because the delivery would be the best.
Bring him in.
Oh my God, Robin One Out. It's so
That's
good.
pretty funny.
It's so good.
Goodness.
I love
Oh
how
my
you're
God.
talking
God.
about. My brain is panicking again. Now Kevin Ho's doing the puns. Like, my brain is like instant panic. Like, I can't think of one.
Kevin,
Oh
Kevin,
my
you're making her nervous.
I just know that that's a gold title, and someone now needs to make this podcast happen because something needs to be made with that name. It's amazing.
Make what?
Robin One Out.
Oh, Robin went up.
Oh my God, yeah. I like how after that one. Oh my God, thank you for that, Kevin.
I'm here for that. If you guys want to, if me and you, Tyler, we'll do Robin One Out. Steve can't be in Robin One Out. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's not robe
You
man.
know
He's
what?
not
I don't have time to be in
guy.
Robin went out.
You know what though? Maybe we
He
need.
can robe one out by himself.
Okay. That works.
I was gonna say though, maybe we need Steve to be the counterpoint, to be that like contrarian to the robe lovers, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I have a dog behind me who is crying to get fed. So I think that means we should probably be wrapping.
Yeah.
Real quick
Like
before we go,
starving.
We don't want to make him like you any less.
No, I am starving my pee-filled dog right now. So,
I'm sure he loves you. He's just not a cuddler. That's all it is.
she's not a cuddler. Yeah, she's
There
not.
you go. She's not a cuddler.
Oh, she's right here. Look at this. Just
She's
Oh, yeah,
so
she's ready. Ears
she's
back.
ready.
She's ready to go.
She is done. She is like, you are finished. As your manager, you are finished with this podcast.
well. So, and on that note, we will say thank you everyone to coming out tonight. We really do appreciate everyone coming out, showing some support, and just enjoying this insane conversation, which was an absolute blast. Kat, thank you so much for coming on. We are
I had
really
so much
excited to
fun.
have you on, and thank you for letting us just pick your brain about miniatures for like an hour and 40 minutes before we talked
That
about
was so much fun. If this thing wasn't crying so hard right now, I could go on for another 15, 16 hours, no problem.
We will definitely
Nice.
have you back on again, but when you come back on, I want to see a fully working magic trick in miniatures. That's all I'm
Okay.
going to say. Like,
I can do that.
I want to see it happen. We will definitely have you back on. For anyone who's out there, stick around. We're going to do a quick ad reel, and then we're going to announce next week's guest. So give us a minute.
Hummingbird Feathers mimics the shimmer of a hummingbird in motion. Meticulously created with a specialized printing process using multiple holographic foils. Stunning tuck design and sculpted embossing with master letterpress creation. Featuring limited, standard, and gilded 3-deck sets. Pre-order yours today at marvelousdecks.com. She bounced.
No, I'm still here.
That's what the little person is, Steve. She's still there. Just camera's off.
I wasn't sure if you would be able to hear the whining or not, so I muted everything.
And for everyone who's going to be checking out next week's episode, you don't want to miss this one. Next week's guest is going to be Hairpan Wong.
Yeah.
Really, really excited for this one. So guys, make sure to check it out. It's going to be next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After that, we will be switching back up to the usual Thursday schedule, but for the 2 holidays, we decided to go with Wednesdays, so we didn't have anyone on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. Kat, again, we appreciate you coming on so much. Really, thank you. It was a blast.
Yes. Thank you. You're amazing.
It's awesome.
Now, we're gonna figure out this rogue podcast. Like, I guarantee it. It's gonna happen.
Dude,
The amount of podcasts that are coming out of this show is
I
ridiculous.
love Kevin. 2 BFFs in a row. So does that mean you guys are cheating on me with somebody else?
Never.
With Hairpan? Yeah.
No, like Kevin said, 2 BFFs in a row. I want to know who this other BFF is.
Harrapin.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's Hairpin. I'm wondering.
Harrapin's next week. That's Kevin's.
You better
buddy.
not. I have made necklaces, you guys. Like
We only have.
Hey.
you can't add Harrapin on
We
there.
haven't even met him yet. We haven't met him yet.
I think it's Kevin's other BFF. You better watch out,
Yeah.
Kevin. She's coming for you.
Oh.
Yeah, Kevin said Cat, then Harrapin. So it's his BFF.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
Your
like, I
own
think you
BFF.
I need a different BFF. I was so mad.
No, don't bring us into this. We have nothing to do with it.
We just
No,
facilitate.
We had the conversation about the necklaces last night.
I'm
Like,
waiting
Yep.
for my necklace. I'm
it's
gonna
happening. Like, we are best friends now.
absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, just remember that. Okay, I'm a best friend.
That's the alternative podcast name. Best friends and what is it? Where was I gonna go with that? Damn. I lost it. Damn, I had a good one. Oh well, I'll figure it out.
We're gonna say our pieces. We'll see you in the after party and yeah.
Thank you everyone for coming out. Enjoy your holiday if we don't see you before that. And thank you so much, everyone.
Peace.